Yeah, I got it. Hello and welcome to another day here at the AOC Community Challenge. We're diving deep into the playoff bracket, lower bracket, round 3 to be precise. My name is Bluepanda. Joining me on the mic, it's Spudoom. Spud, we're coming to the competition. There are some big names that have dropped out, unfortunately, at this stage already. Is this sort of what we expect?
Look, honestly, I thought some of these teams really had a much better chance of getting through, but considering the fact that, at the end of the day, you're going to have to play against some of these really top-tier teams, someone is going to have to go home, and as for this game, that's what's going to happen here. We have two great teams battling out to keep their spot in the tournament here, as it is a lower bracket, and this is a double elimination tournament. Speaking of which, I think we can actually get that bracket up and we can take a look at the teams who will be playing tonight and what's on stake here.
Yeah, at the moment, things are rather interesting down here in this lower bracket. We are going to be, actually, it's round 4, according to Wikipedia. My one that I was given is apparently a bit different, but you can see Mako, now Elemental, they've found themselves in this position. They were knocked out in that first round. I believe they had to forfeit their first upper bracket match, and they've made it up until this point without dropping a single match. After the point, Paranoia did have a bit of a longer run in the upper bracket. Now they find themselves here, but you look at the names, they're dwindling down. And honestly, it's the match below this on your screen that I would have been interested to see. The Kraken Esports versus Funky Monkeys, now Odium Esports, that could have been a great one to watch tonight.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately, there was a forfeit that resulted in that not happening. But look, I mean, we come into this, two teams that are reasonably well known. Is there one in particular that you feel a little bit more confident about Spud?
Look, I really don't know. It's a 50-50 on both these teams. I think both of them have a pretty good chance of getting to that next round at least, or maybe even making it to that finals. Of course, the prizes are provided by AOC. They are the sponsors for this tournament. They are the global leaders in monitor display technology, and they've been doing this for over 50 years. So, this is the best of the best.
Yeah, look, my two AOC monitors are pretty great when it comes to casting, so I love using them. And I jamming a bit of Halo earlier today, and it looks so good. Now, maps for tonight, though, Cafe Coastline bound up first. We head to Oregon, the staple. Chalet, one of the newer maps, the competition, Clubhouse Villa also bound out. And we go to our newest map, is a decider tonight.
Yeah, it will beat Bank. That's going to be the decider. And look, we've been looking forward to it for a while, and I'm glad we can finally see it being played out here. Oregon, not so much the same feeling. I feel like it's a little bit overdone, in my opinion, but it's still, one of those maps that everyone needs to know how to play.
Well, we are just waiting on the players to be ready in the lobby. So we are just getting into that. Quick shout out, the AEL University competition, all of the competitions that they do. AEL will be working to help support Canteen over the weekend. They're looking to try and battle cancer. Bandana Day, a streaming event, will be going live. I believe it's tomorrow that they have that planned. So make sure you check it out. They've got some reasonably well-known names coming in to help out with that event. I believe there's going to be a bit of Among Us, look, there's going to be a lot of fun, some Jackbox even, so things might get a bit silly. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But into our matchup tonight, we go to the staple, we go to something a little bit fresh, and then we go to something really fresh. I mean, these two teams pretty well known in the competitive scene around the stage, around this year. Oregon, do you reckon that one's going to be like the most heavily competed map?
Yeah, that one I think we could certainly go to an overtime, and I know that Paranoia, especially with some of those players on there, are very fond of Oregon. They've got some interesting strategies involving the floor and some shotguns. So, I know that they're prepared for this and they know how to play this. But for Elementals, they have chosen Chalet, which of course is, as you mentioned, newer. And it's also a very interesting map. Still lots of new ways of playing it and very, very aggressive type of map. So I expect that will play into Elemental style.
Well, we are obviously going to have to wait to see once we get into the map as to how that one will play out. And yeah, look, Paranoia, they have made a name for themselves in a particular approach to the game. Low angle gunfights is what they're looking for, and a particular player in particular will definitely be one that we keep our eye on. I don't know whether it's going to work too well for him tonight. It's one of those things that if it happens, it happens. If not, well, that's kind of what we expected.
Yeah, of course. It's always a kind of a 50-50. Either it works really, really well, or it just goes horribly, horribly wrong. So definitely looking forward to seeing that. But final map, of course, it will be Bank. What are your thoughts on this? Does this map favor either of these teams in particular?
So I've had the opportunity to cast it once in the Oceanic Challenger League. It was a bit of a blowout. A 7-2. It favored that slightly more aggressive style of play, especially on the attack, and a very deep roam style play on the defense as well. So look, I mean, with the likes of Owen in the game, I think it could be a very very solid map for Paranoia, but again, it's one of those things. How much work have these teams done coming into this competition? How much prep are they doing outside of game day on maps like Bank? So it could be a quite heavily contested one if both teams have done that prep work, or it could be an absolute blowout either way.
Yeah, I mean, these teams will be playing in other leagues as well, so they'll be prepared there. But I'm not sure if we've seen these two teams go head to head in a league yet. I don't think I don't think it will be in Challenger League. So I'm not even sure if these teams have quite met yet outside of this competition, or maybe in some scrims. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Bank. It's even though I admit I hate playing that map.
Look, it's a fresh map. It offers some diversity where you get to see some interesting plays, and it's look, it's similar to other maps in the comp pool, but again, it's something that we haven't seen. We don't get to see it too often, and that's always a breath of life into a competitive scene, especially given that we had Consulate taken out, which was a pretty stale map in the competitive scene at the moment. But I mean, talk about stale maps. We're going to Oregon map 1. That's where things will be kicking off. What do you reckon, Spud? Is this a map that just inherently favors a team like Paranoia because they have Owen in the lineup?
I mean, there are so many choke points where the shotguns really come into play here, especially thinking of the master bedroom on that top floor, and which you have to take when you're going for the second floor, and also that elbow spot when you're going for the bottom floor. But it's also just really comfortable, I think, for the defense. You can hunker down, or you can kind of roam around and move more freely. And the map is small enough that you can easily support each other and make it back to site as well.
Well, look, it's going to be an interesting week. We're still waiting on production to give us the yay or nay as to whether we're getting into this game. There may have been some Uplay issues behind the scenes. So it is, as it always is, one player holding things up. We, again, I think it might be a case of it's Pokedu causing some issues. So if we, send those applications through to Nuttery ANZ again, looking for a new observer who won't make these mistakes and who doesn't curse the game. We have our players in. Apparently, we are getting ready to go, jumping on into Oregon. But do we see anything crazy in terms of bans?
I reckon a Flores and a Thatcher. That's probably going to be stock standard. There's no point, I think, leaving the Flores on the board. It's just such a powerful operator. I really expect someone will take him out.
Well, first ban coming out of Elemental. It's going to be a Thatcher. So at the moment, you're on track.
Yeah, surely it's a Flores ban. So you can play the shields, right? That's the whole point. Without the shield, you might as well not play, right?
Well, I mean,
2 for 2.
Right on the money. This is why we pay Spud the big bucks. This is why he's the color and I'm not. But I mean, yeah, look, shields, it might be an issue for Paranoia. I myself can vouch for the number of times I've seen Owen prone swing a doorway. But Cade coming through. Interesting that we see the Cade ban, given that Maverick will be available. I mean, it works in certain sites that makes it harder to contest, but target ban because I'm a Flores Cade main. Okay.
All right. We wanted to ban Doc. Well, there's a target ban. We were just speaking about the shields, and what better operator ban than Goya? Apart from that, maybe he could have banned a Clash, but Goya's a pretty good ban here.
Well, heading into round 1, Elemental on the defense, of course. Owen will have to wait before he can start flexing that shield prowess. He's going to have to play the Maverick, which, I mean, okay, so he has played Oceanic Challenger League. He stood in for 2 maps last stage, and I believe he played exclusively Maverick on the attack, and one of those maps he top fragged, so this could be big for him.
Interesting site, though. That is not something you see as a primary site. It's going to be meeting hall and kitchen. It's usually the tertiary site, but we've actually gone all the way around, and maybe we're doing things backwards here. This is going to be the first site to choose to defend.
We are seeing teams at the moment sort of experiment with that. Go to your tertiary, try and pick up the point there. If not, that's when you rotate back to your more comfortable sites, I suppose would be the best way to describe it. So I think that is the plan, at least at the moment, for Elemental. But with a team like Paranoia, who, look, they have probably one of the better coaches in the Oceanic Challenger League. Owen plays in the roster. The guy's, and apparently, an absolute fiend when it comes to strats on maps like Canal. I think this guy definitely knows what his team needs to do to get this win.
10 seconds
Yeah, also a solid lineup being brought here. They've got the famous Finka. Finka has just seen so much more play recently, and it's really exciting because she's got a great gun, she's got great utility now, and her ability is actually pretty useful, especially in those late round gunfights. So, up to how this all plays out. Interesting angle here to start things off, going for that can, but I think he may have missed that.
Look, the man was going for star points and did not find them. At the moment, we do see Elemental with that extension in towards Zulu with the shield for Franca. That's an interesting extension, not one that I've seen all too often, but with support from Expired on the smoke, this is a heavily defensible position. They do also get a bit of information that Cameron now being gone a big tower. Unfortunately for them, Paranoia are making quick work of this map.
Yeah, pretty early on, they've got a foothold into the building here, and that will be the first pick. Trippin taken off the board through this Maverick wall, and a smiley face to top it off. Well, this has got good manners when he's doing so.
Yeah, look, I expect nothing else from Coach Prone when that sort of shenanigan, but yeah, it's exactly how you would expect to approach this, but look at that. Us looking to go into the kitchen doors, found the kill on Expired as well. So not only have you lost Trippin on your Jaeger, have you lost your smoke as well. Us looking for more, but Ultra and Amos find two back down and come and now forward in 3 versus 3 with plenty of time left to play though.
Yeah, that was an early start there. They managed to get some foothold into the building, but 2 quick trades meant it's back to even. That's about half the time now gone off the clock. Still lots to work with, but if they aren't careful, could certainly run out very quickly.
Come on, Owen. Come on, buddy. You should be able to get this. What? There was a questionable nade. He's trying to give himself the opportunity. He is running low on the fuel, but there we go. It's open. Amos trying to contest. Does get a bit of chip damage onto Owen, but it's not enough for now. Owen's just sending it. He's full sending it into kitchen. He's looking for that plant, cheeky and aggressive with Jasper and Us covering. Franca can't deny. Us does get that kill. Nice little headshot there. It's traded back. Ultra looking for that. Ultra looking for 2 in back. It's down to Jasper to hold down. It was the vert angle that was able to find the double. The Jess going to rotate back, play it safe, has a frag grenade, and the angle, and the nano boost. In fact, he's got one more frag grenade, propped, ready to go, off the chassis. It's going to get Amos, and unfortunately, it's a 4K for Elemental, and they will get the defuse.
Quick rotate there from Ultra? Yeah, Ultra, and he does manage to put an end in for Paranoia's hopes there for that first round. A quick rotate into kitchen, of course. That was a good read on the lack of site presence in kitchen, but ultimately, Ultra's just better.
Yeah, just not accounting. Bit of spicy chat already. Elemental, look, when you have to lean on one player, that Healy, to do all the work and bring the round back, I don't know how much smack you're allowed to be talking in all chat, especially given that Owen also took the time to give us a smiley face on the attic wall as well. I don't know if there was as much heavy intention in that match from Paranoia as they may think.
Locate and defuse bombs.
Well, they do manage to get that first round win. That's a tertiary site, as we mentioned earlier, and that's a good way to start things off. So they will get back to that second floor site, the usual primary site, and Interesting conversations going on in the background there. I'm not too sure I'd give it too much weight here. Um,
Look, there's only so much you can read into this.
10 seconds
I'll be
remaining.
perfectly honest. I only actually know 3 of the names in this match. So some I know these org. I've seen them around, but unfortunately the players not so much. Maybe next year going into the Oceanic Challenger League, but for now, Elemental have the 1-round lead. The mirror in play for Frank. It does mean they can get some more aggressive angles set up. Although that mirror window in pit is easily dealt with.
Yeah, there's going to be vertical angles you can play from underneath, but again, that will force Paranoia to actually take the bottom floor, and that, again, could burn a lot of time if the roam is well placed as well.
Karma, again, in wasting no time getting that utility down. Paranoia, a team on a mission, know exactly what their job is, each individual player getting the work done they need to before they go for that execute. And with this level of acceleration, I think we see Elemental pressured quite heavily early again.
Yeah, that's barely a minute off the clock and already starting to work on this big tower wall, and they've got players also over towards that game side starting to pressure Armory as well. So definitely a split push here, but could be stopped by Ultra here, who is still in the Armory and holding a pretty good position here.
Getting to work in Ultra yet. Armory window contested, but not a single shot able to be connected either way. Frag grenade in will force Ultra out, who gets absolutely murked by Karma, so a great pinch there, taking out one of the problem players from this Elemental roster.
Great use of utility as well. Frag grenade to force him out, followed by the push, all droned as well. That's great teamwork, and that will be a great first pick there as Paranoia actually make it into the attic without being seen from below.
Attackers have
No
located a
real
bomb.
contest. And the fact that Ultra's off means that Armory Control and Trophy, by extension, will have to have been sacrificed. Drones going in will spot, I would imagine, Amos there. May have just missed him, but Ois is going to take him out of the equation entirely, so it no longer matters about his position. Utility clear, expired, answers back with a kill onto Owen, who was pushing down from pit. And Dan straight into games. Look at that plant, has a lot of coverage, a lot of crossfires. Franca finds Jasper, but it's traded back immediately by Karma, who has been very crisp with those shots so far this match. Also on the window, expired, taking some punishment. Now tripping, rotating up towards White Stairs, finds one, but with also on that window, could definitely shut it down. No, there's a cross. It's all covered by Dan alone. Paranoia answer back with a big round.
Well, we had the one-player clutch last round, and now Dan has to do it all himself. He planted, he kills, he wins the round for Paranoia there. 1-1 apiece, 2 rounds into this game.
So 1 apiece, it's good. That both rounds definitely felt like they were determined by Paranoia. They were the ones driving the momentum. That first round, obviously, Ultra able to clutch up was huge, but second time, they didn't give him that opportunity. They pinched him out, and they just took each step as it came.
Yeah, I mean, something that, we've kind of lost in the picture of 1-1 is the fact that both those rounds had plants there, and we know Oregon is a notoriously difficult map to attack. So the fact that they managed to get 2 rounds out of 2 is already pretty good, right? And we know that first one was just off the back of some really great plays from Ultra. So, going into this, I want to see how many rounds Paranoia managed to actually get a plant down here.
Well, doubling down, they go back and... I mean, realistically, Spud, you're the big brain man. Do you think that there is enough to read into out of what Paranoia were able to do that they could bring this one back? Because it didn't feel like it was a case of Paranoia did anything particularly special. They just took the fights, pinched out the players they knew they could get, and took it from there.
I think the key here would be consistency. I mean, sure, it's great to have really good players who clutch up, but you need to be consistent all the time, and that's what I feel Paranoia has. They have that consistency, that teamwork, which means even if it doesn't go well once, they can keep doing, what they do well over and over again, and I'm not sure Elemental has that right now.
Well, we'll have to see. Obviously, going into the third round, doubling down on the side, Paranoia will have that bit of extra information about how their opponents should be approaching this one. Frag grenade in early, looking to clear out some of that utility. Tripping below. He was there last time. He found the pinch onto Karma, but then was shut down by Dan. Ultra this time. He's going to hit his shot and take out Karma. So, look, fair play. Gets his revenge for the previous round.
Yeah, and that, of course, is going to leave Paranoia in a man deficit. And it's already a difficult place to attack here, but with a man down, it's going to be even worse. I just hope he got those air jabs down before he went down. Otherwise, it's going to be flank central very soon.
I mean, he has been quite quick and efficient when he gets to that. I mean, we see he usually goes in, gets one on that stage double, gets one on the big tower basement stairs, and then looks to push in through Armory. Owen cops a bit of punishment, looking for the frag grenade towards Pit as well. Amos now playing top flight, looking to provide the coverage, but Elemental are holding fast this time around.
Yeah, they've made it fairly deep into Attic, but of course that is a bit of a chokehold, a bit of a death trap, and with so many crosses being held, it can be an area where attackers are stalled out a little bit.
Franco looking to get a bit aggressive on the trophy door for now, but Paranoia not giving them the opportunity or the opening. They want to buy their time, they want a bit more information before they can go for that execute. Last time, Dan just straight through games at Trippin. Look at this angle, looking to cover, but unfortunately doesn't matter. Frank gets the kill before Trippin has a chance. Down to the 3 versus 5 with 50 seconds left. Limited utility available. I don't know if they can pull this one off.
Yeah, a lot of damage done. Dan does go down as well, despite that finger boost now. And it's a 2v5. This is getting really close to flawless for Elemental. And with that diffuser off-site as well, this is definitely not looking good for Paranoia.
Jasper taking some big punishment for Armory, and Altar is going to take him down as well for a third. Owen, I don't know whether intentionally or not, has dropped down into meeting, so might be able to find the flank onto Trippin. Is he watching the right direction? No, he gets baited out, looking towards Classroom. Trippin should have the heads up, and it is going to be that flawless for Elemental to answer back in the third.
Yeah, opening up with the kills, of course, was Ultra onto Karma, a reversal of last time's situation, and with that, the dominoes kind of started toppling there. Paranoia just lost player after player, and Elemental managed to clutch up that defense, going 2-1 here.
Well, look, it could be worse. It looks like it, yeah, as we expected coming into this, probably the most contested map of this best of 3. It will be more than likely rounds traded back and forth. Down to basement though, Spud. We do have the, quintessential setup. You're running the Mute Jaeger and the Smoke, looking for that elbow hold. But Altar on the Valkyrie, and okay, I thought it was going to be a Thunderbird there for a second, but back to the Malusi. Stock standard, honestly.
Yeah, definitely a really solid lineup for a really solid site. This is, such a strong site. You can really hunker down here. You've got the Smoke, you've got the Mute, and you've got all the ADS denial as well. It's going to be so difficult to flush them out of that elbow area. So I wonder if Paranoia will choose to go an alternative route, maybe take a Freezer and Laundry instead, or will they, hard push that bunker area here?
Well, at the moment, Owen is living up to his name, unfortunately. The setup we're seeing from Elemental is looking pretty aggressive. They've opened the hatch into meeting, they're opening the top of these walls and E-box, and they have that opening into Freezer as well. They are, honestly, it looks like they're gearing up to take some aggressive contestions.
Yeah, opening up meeting does allow you to, some interesting strategies where you actually hold in meeting and in the attic as well. That's no elbow hold as well, but a rush. Here we go. Is this a repeat of last week? Oh, no, it will not. Down already down, and this is also going as well. No, this is not looking good.
Owen got on the board, so it is effectively a 4 versus 4. Now a 4 versus 3. As that nano boost comes into play, Owen is going to have to take his time and open up this elbow wall. And you see Frank and Trippin rushing back to site. Altar there as well, but Karma is watching the angle, and Karma shuts down Altar, getting yet again more revenge between the two of them. There is a bit of a grudge coming through. Franco opens up the wall into Freezer for now so he can rotate across. Somehow gets away with it. And Paranoia, okay, it's just a straight drop. Owen finds another. Karma's in the sight as Owen is down. And whoa, what a shot that one was. threading the needle into freezer door, looks away, looks back, and boom, dead.
My goodness, what sensitivity is he playing on? He's just swinging left and right, 180, no problems. Karma definitely hitting hard for Paranoia and taking Elemental right off the board there. I don't think they even really got a proper time to kind of get any sort of, stock or hold of their bearings before Paranoia were already on site.
I mean, Karma just straight drops through the E-Box hatch and looks to get aggressive. It's a risky play, but one that definitely worked well. I mean, yeah, look, I'd definitely be keen to know what sense he's playing on, because, I mean, he looked Freezer, looked to his right to the Banshee, looked left to the bomb chassis, and then straight back to Freezer, and then instantly domed him. Or, I think it was Smoke. No, sorry for expired there. No, sorry, it was Frank. It was Frank who was in Freezer. So, look, if he's hitting shots like that, especially as a Nomad, I think Elemental probably need to be a little bit concerned.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about how consistency is kind of the key here, and I think these last 2 rounds have been the key where we really start to see who will pull ahead. And the fact that Paranoia have been able to take what was, a very quick and decisive attack round on basement without breaking a sweat, that sort of signals to me that Paranoia might start to run away with this, especially once they start going on the defense.
Yeah, look, it is a trend that we are seeing a lot in ANZ at the moment. Usually the team that starts in the attack, if they have a decent half, they do more often than not. Look at it again. Paranoia just in laundry right now. Look at it go. Owen finds Amos, just hanging around meeting, will be traded back by Altar. Looking for more, can't find it. Us is on the job. And you look at that, Karma's ready to go. He's in the site. He's in basement again. How is Karma doing this?
They have been locked off site, forced to come back down a late rotate. The site has been lost, and another head goes as well. And Frankafred, once again, last one alive. The mute. Will he be made mute with this next shot? No, it does leave us a little speechless, though. A nice headshot. 3v1, but 30 seconds to go.
Karma's on a mission. He wants the kill with the 44 for 1, 2. There we go. Karma, that's filthy.
No, not like this. He had no chance there. He could not get out. He was stuck between that 44 and, of course, everyone else. And, well, Elemental have a good reason to be paranoid here, because it is 3-2, and Paranoia look like they're toying with their prey at the moment.
They've tried and succeeded at 2 rushes in a row here, with alternate points of egress onto the site. First was construction, then was laundry stairs. I don't know how a team gets away with that. That was just insane.
Yeah, well, they're definitely practicing their running and holding. You shift and W, you just go straight into the site. Look at that, Karma 7-3, definitely leading the pack there, but, no slouches from everyone else as well. 8 kills from Altar as well. So definitely, giving Paranoia a run for their money there.
Yeah, Karma, quote-unquote, flank watch. Doesn't need a flank if he's already... He's the one establishing the flank if he's already in the site. Not sure.
Well, you don't need to flank watch.
Though. Yeah, look.
If they're dead, right?
I mean, twice in a row. 2 rounds in a row. He's just been in the middle of sight, and the defenders have no clue what to do.
No one expects a Nomad right there. Yeah, that mirror window, it is facing outwards, back out into Trophy, and I suppose the shield does protect it, but yeah, I can't say I've seen this one too often, I'll be honest.
I mean, it's protecting it, but it's only worth something if you've got a player who can play off that window. I mean, especially with the acceleration that we've seen Paranoia approach this map in, they lose control of it so quickly that realistically, I don't know if there's any other better positions you could put it in. Maybe into kids' dorms, looking into over towards white or something. But even then, there's just, I think maybe Elemental have committed too much into this mirror setup.
Yeah, I hope there is some ADS there as well to protect. But they've also got some downstairs presence here, which is good. Does let them play a little more aggressively, and that C4 upwards could slow down a rush. But Karma already looking onto this hatch, and they're pushing into kitchen as well, so Amos is going to be feeling it very soon.
He does have the option to drop down the hatch, though, so at least there is an avenue out of the situation. Frank going to cop some big damage in the backside by the double window from that frag grenade. Perfectly placed. Obviously, that information paying out. And Amos with the flame cup catches Karma, having dropped down the security hatch, and that's a big kill.
A bomb has been located.
Yeah, they definitely need those opening picks that round where they won. The flawless, of course, was when they got the first one. Amos will be taken down low, does retreat back, but Expired will find Owen in the meantime as well. We're not quite sure where this last player is, and if he swings around now, could be a fairly terrible time.
Nano boost through. I think, yeah, they're just going to make the call. Worry about the site. Altar is going to find Us as well. On the rotate back. What a pinch. What a catch. And now Jasper and Dan try and hold it back. Look, we are going to see the repeat from the looks of things on this bomb site. Another frag grenade prep, but no one really there for it to punish. This is looking like, yeah, it's going to be a 3-3 half, which honestly for Paranoia works fine.
Yeah, I mean, going 3-3 on an attack on Oregon really is, pretty good, to be honest. So, nothing to be ashamed of here. 1v4 won't be a flawless anymore, but Dan on low HP. No, he's on full HP, but not anymore. Halfway there. 4 players to find in 43 seconds. That's 10 seconds each. Finds one, 1v3 now, with 38 seconds to go.
There's the stuns. He's going to trap one top white, rotate in. He's going to hit himself, unfortunately. That will be a 3-piece for Altar as well. So not a flawless like it was the last time we were on the site, but still a much needed round for Elemental. We head, though, into the half. Inspired with, a commanding attacking performance. How do you rate Paranoia's odds on the defense?
Paranoia have pretty good odds here, let's be honest here. I could see them going 7-4, maybe. 7-5 is more likely here. I do think Elemental will be able to take some rounds back, but definitely an uphill battle here for Elemental as they go onto the attack. And Paranoia, yeah, there it is. The man, the myth, the legend. It will be the Ella.
Now, the question has to be, and Pokedu is the man in charge of this, we've been told, of calculating just how much time Owen spends on the ground each round. So hopefully he's paying attention. We can get that stat up to the end of the match. But for now, he's running around. He's opening angles, as you would expect from the man, the myth, the legend, Pronewin. Yeah, we definitely want to show that stat at the end of how much time Owen spends on the ground.
Lots of utility here to deny the grenades as well. They've got both the Jaeger and the Wamai and the Runegate, so throwing stuff in is going to be really, really difficult for the attackers here. Of course, they've got a lot of flashbangs to work with, a lot of grenades, and so, yeah, all around, just lots of utility here on this map.
I have to say I'm impressed, though. Owen is the only one with a shotgun in this matchup, and he's done all the rotates, set up everything that he needs to, with a little bit of help from Karma. But he's also now playing aggressive onto Master Bedroom, on the bed itself behind his shield.
Here we go. He's ready. He's close. Surely they know about this, right?
Are we about to hit true Owen hours right now? Come on. Come on. Lie down. Just lie down. Oh, no. He's dead. Tripping with a master nade. Unfortunately, catches him out.
Oh, Dan, however, will find one onto Altar with that SMG. Usually has a shotgun, but will be running something else and works wonders here. Oh, interesting hold there as well. The shield up in a closet as well.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple of times now, the shield congestion of games. Works reasonably well. You can actually get a bit more aggressive that walk-in closet position. Karma rotates to the trophy to provide some support. Bit of a swing, Karma punished for now. But this first attacking round, the Elemental, I mean, it's not the worst start for it.
Lots of pressure also from this Attic side. Us will be forced to hold this himself, but he does have those, of course, well, my magnets does make it a little bit more difficult. Plays aggressively as well, swinging across, but these two players here could end very badly or a refrag.
I mean, the one advantage the Paranoia are going to have, obviously, Lion off the board. Our Altar fragged out early. means that they don't have to worry about the scan, just the utility and drones coming at them as they are right now. We're still wanting to get aggressive here. Jasper below, looking to provide that support, and Franca on the attic window. I mean, look, they've got the players in close proximity. They can look to make a play, but I reckon it would be a risky one.
Yeah, the thing to consider here is the time, 4 versus 3 with a minute left. Finally, will go down. That attic is given away, but it's 3v3. Need to start getting a move on here, especially with the diffuser still to go down.
Owen's on that bulletproof cam as well, looking at the trophy. Will be providing all sorts of info. Jasper on the flank for one. Almost takes out his teammate as well, Karma, who's going to swing on his own. Trips the player in, Walk and Franca drops down with that FMG9. Karma just steps into the room and says, we're done with this party. That is a hell of a way to bounce back after that initial frag.
Yeah, it shows that although they may be down, they're not quite out yet. Paranoia, of course, picking up that round despite that initial loss as well, and that's a great way to do so as well. Definitely pushing into 1v3 situation at the end is very difficult for Elemental to really get anywhere.
4-3. So yeah, I think that 7-5 scoreline is looking quite appropriate now. There we go. That's what we've been waiting for. None of this Ella shenanigan. Back to what we know from Owen. It's smoke, it's basement. We're going to have that elbow extension as well, no doubt, with the Aruni Wema Jaeger combo. So that's a lot of utility you got to burn to even begin to contest him in that elbow position. But it's doable. It is definitely doable. Unfortunately, when you've got players like Karma, like Dan hitting their shots the way they are, Elemental probably find themselves in the back foot right now.
Yeah, they've got all the utility to work with. We've mentioned that before, but of course it also comes down to gunfights, and when you just have great players like, as you mentioned, Dan, Karma, it's just not much you can do if you don't win those gunfights at the end of the day. So, you know, will Elemental choose to maybe use some interesting positioning, take perhaps a freezer, or do a back take in order to avoid some of these power positions, or will they just go head on and hope for the best here?
Well, round underway. They are going to be going for that vertical extension, as you do see a number of teams opt into. Owen, he has a sneaking suspicion there is more bomb site adaptation to be done, so we'll get on it. Altar going to be able to use his scans now for the first time. Jasper upstairs with Dan, looking to get aggressive, goes to River Jiggle. Do they know that Altar is there, though? Because that crossfire can be pretty lethal.
Yeah, once again, going for the small tower here. They do want to avoid taking those direct gunfights, and Amos will open up, takes Karma out, and that's a great first pick as well, and also locking down the position of some of these players in the kitchen.
Altar's taking a bit of damage in that process, though, so not able to get away with it scot-free. Let's head back down. It's interesting that we see this almost pseudo SSG style vertical roam in that extension, but without the the usual suspects. No Mute Mozzie, no Vigil, nothing like that. It's a Bandit Jaeger set up to try and enable that vertical extension. In fact, they've got the Bandit batteries in meeting, and this Nitro cell from the attic stairs could be huge. Tossed onto the wall, but Amos isn't going to bite just yet. And off the back of that, the rotate back to site will begin.
Yeah, they fell back mostly at the 2-minute mark, of course, except for Us, who kind of hung around on those back tower stairs with the C4 in hand. But mostly that fallback was complete, at the 2-minute mark, and they've managed to waste, another 30 seconds or 40 seconds or so, forcing Elemental to take the rest of that top floor. So, although they lost a player, it's a pretty successful roam in terms of burning down that time.
As well as the limited drone economy as well. They've only got half their drones remaining going to this final minute, and 2 of them are on Trippin's hands. So limited information. In fact, two in Altar's hands and 2.
Very difficult for Elemental to try and get.
Now 25 seconds to play, and it's the hard drop that has to come on through. Looking to flood the site. They can't quite do it so they clear out these windows. In fact, they're going to blow open the storage wall to try and sneak into the site. There's so many angles that are being crossed. So many players that can look to hold on down. Toxic canisters being thrown to deny that push on in. As the E1D rings, Trippin finds Dan's head quickly, looking for more, but it's Altar. Jasper answers back, but Uz flooding on through to Pillar, finds 2 very quick frags, and Elemental completely played there in that situation. No chance at the defuse. Uz has saved the round.
Yeah, beautiful flank there, caught Elementals, and I think me, as casters, a little bit off guard there. I thought that attack was going pretty well there for a last-minute execute for Elemental. They got some picks, 3v5, but of course, Us just pushed right up that corridor, took everyone out, and of course, the smoke was still in play, and that would have downed that planter as well. So, overall, not a bad attempt there from Elemental, but I think the time spent in that roam clear was what sealed the deal there.
Look, it was a phenomenal push into Boiler. I mean, yeah, there was nothing you could do. They just didn't have the flank watch they needed to deny that push. They're not playing the Nomad like Karma was in their first half. So Paranoia take the 5-3 lead, 2 more rounds, and they close out map 1, take us to Chalet. Despite what was a reasonably contested first half, though, Spud, Elemental seemed to be floundering.
Yeah, I think, of course, we have to give credit where credit due. Paranoia playing so well here those last 2 rounds, in control of the map and the kind of momentum that goes with it as well. Elemental, though, obviously also playing well. They're getting those opening picks, which is usually a good sign to help close out those rounds.
Well, for the first time in a while, I think we are going to see Owen. Actually, no, I'm not going to call it now until I know for sure whether or not he's actually playing a shotgun or not. I would imagine it's probably not going to be, given Malusi's MP5, and yeah, it is. I'm a little disappointed in the man. The man's known for one thing and one thing only, and then of course he doesn't do it. But Paranoia, the lead they have, it's comfortable. They've got the Thunderbird in play as well, so they've got that added survivability. You look at just how, well, look, paranoid Elemental are. They're clearing from the basement up for a Dorm's hold.
Yeah, Us still in this big tower here, but there's one close by. Trippin might actually find him, but Owen will be the first to open up, and he's close by to support. C4 is ripped. He's going to look the wrong way, though, is going to get caught here, and Trippin makes a refrag for a 4v4.
Unfortunate, but Owen's still alive and still able to play these positions. Karma drops Amos from big tower as well. It's such an aggressive extension that Paranoia are running, and one that has already been rather successful. No Maverick, no Zofia. Unfortunately, with no reinforcements left, they aren't going to be able to reinforce off that big tower wall.
Does, of course, give this line of sight for Karma to hold, and he might be able to find another off the back of this. Drone's going out as well, and Alta will be trying to stop him as well, and never mind, that thermite charge will definitely open up a hole.
Trippin is in the basement. Just chilling, biding his time. Sorry, not a Dorm's hold, it's a meeting hall hold. I wrote that down. I don't know why, I got it in my head that it was Dorm's, but Trippin playing very isolated at the moment. It's not really how far spread you want to be, especially when you are at a player deficit. Reduces the opportunity for those trades to come through, but we hit the final minute here, Spud, and Paranoia have done a phenomenal job of delaying.
Yeah, I really like how they've kind of changed up the pace here. They've taken it slow, no need to peek when you've got that man advantage, and especially on the defense here. Karma, again, peeking very cautiously, but not cautious enough. We'll be able to find 1 and 2 for Alta. That changes that man advantage back in favor of Elemental.
Owen answers back, immediately dropping Trippin. Again, that isolated player shut down. Altar finds himself in trouble as the toxic canisters are making this a nightmare. Expired swings on the stage door to shut down Owen. Now the decision has to be made. Dan out of utility. No more toxic canisters. It's going to have to come down to the guns, but you look at the camera providing that information. Do they have any idea where Dan is? No drones between them. And you have to imagine no drones to cover. Expired somehow leaves, and Dan is going to be scanned and pre-fired. Elemental just eke out the win there.
A little too close for comfort, but it will be a round nevertheless. Caught out a little bit there by that scan, and of course with that soft bookshelf, it's not going to really keep you safe from bullets there. So Elemental do make it a 5-4. They've caught up a round, but still a round deficit. And of course, the next round will mean that Paranoia go onto that match point.
One of two ways, either the equalizer or that match point. Either way, for either team, Paranoia, the last thing they want is the score to equalize, and for Elemental, the last thing they want is to have to battle through overtime at a minimum. If Paranoia can get the 6, we do see Owen head straight back to the Ella though. Last time he was, well, punished by the frag grenade quite heavily, in fact, in Master Bedroom. So I'm interested to see where he goes second time around.
Yeah, this time they, of course, have a Wamite and the Aruni again, so maybe they might stack a little bit more utility on it. I'm not sure how that goes, but they, of course, 4 frag grenades, sorry. So, you're going to need a lot of utility to stop all that. So, yeah, maybe we'll play a little more, passively, a little more safer. Who knows? It's Owen. He could do anything.
The man is nothing if not versatile. If it involves a shotgun, obviously. But I mean, look, Paranoia, they've obviously done their homework. They've been dry running this map quite heavily because they go straight to their job, they do it, and they get themselves ready for the round. A little bit of late last-minute prep coming in. We aren't going to see that Master Bedroom hold just yet, I don't think. In saying that, Owen still has his shield, so maybe we do.
2 players will be downstairs looking for that remote hold, playing a bit off-site, looking to stall out the attackers a bit more. Security hatch, of course, also opened up. Might pull a drop and run as well, which we saw last time. And shield, once again, of course.
He's back. He's ready to go. This time, not playing quite as close to the door. Dan cops a bit of damage. I think that may have been, Trippin's frag grenade into classroom for now. I don't know if that dealt with the shield, but you look at the Paranoia presence downstairs. Owen just shooting at the door. He might even look to get aggressive, but there is a player downstairs holding that angle. He could be in trouble. Spray onto Old Tar. It's not enough. He might find himself the victim of a frag grenade yet. Karma looking for an aggressive run out the swing. Prone when killed by the man on the ground.
Well, that's definitely Karma if I've ever seen it. And man down here, Elemental could push an advantage here and try to get extra points here, but Ulta on low HP along with Karma could quickly go either way here.
Oh, Jasper to fall. Amos finds that frag down in the kitchen. Rather deep roams. I mean, we're only halfway through the round. It's not quite Owen's smiley face prowess, but look, it works. Dan somehow clips the head there of Expired. A cheeky little shot to hit. I mean, 3 versus 4 is doable.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Starting their push now with the backup of the Lion Drone certainly will make moving around for these players a little bit more difficult. Frag grenades goes out. Usus will be forced to fall back. He does have a shield to work with to hold that hit, but attackers are rapidly closing in, and the side is starting to feel a little claustrophobic.
Dan's out of utility as well. This flank position potentially could be huge if you find a player in the right place, but now you look at it, it's just crossfires on the side itself. 1 in games, 1 coming top white, and then the player, obviously, Ush ends. Kids, Dan falls. Unfortunately, one of the 2 healthier players on this team. Now Ush and Karma are going to have to pull something pretty spectacular out of the bag. Ush looking at a dangerous angle. Karma falls. Altar hits that with the VO5. And it is down to us in the 1v4. Trippin looking for the plant. Does he have the angle? No. Player come from top white. Spot it. So they know where Us is now. Spray through. Frank hits the head. Elemental equalize.
Well, we spoke about how Paranoia were definitely really good on attack, but it looks like here, Elemental equally as well. They've managed to get 2 attacking rounds for themselves as well. So if they make it a 3rd, then that will, of course, equal Paranoia's record on this map. So, not bad, and it does put us in a 5-5 even ground here.
Back down to the basement. Owen back on the smoke. He's been a bit quiet this match. But Dan picking up the Maestro is another interesting prospect. They are going to commit us to the 6 pick, so no breach denial. But Dan with the older 5.56, that gun is a bullet hose, and in the situation that we saw this this bomb site end in last time,
Attackers need to
it could
locate
be the
and
gun they
defuse
need.
as many bombs as they can.
Well, they will be moving to that bottom floor site. We've seen this a lot of times. You know, this is tried, trusted, and true. And of course, last time it was a last-minute push from Elementals that kind of fell apart there with flank. So I want to see this time whether they commit to having so many players upstairs, whether they're going to play the same roam, or they're going to just put everyone downstairs for a hunker kind of defense here.
10 seconds left
At the
before
moment,
insertion.
it's not quite the same. So look, they've got the extension, they've got the aggressive angle from Boiler. So for the most part, it is very, very similar, but not entirely the same given the Maestro in play. The question that is obviously going to decide this round is where the Elemental push from. They've been pretty split on their attacks, no real cohesion until the dying moments, and then it's all sort of let's go, let's go. So if they play that same style again, especially with how Paranoia were able to mop it up last time, I think they might lose this.
Sweeping in once again from that small tower. We've seen this before. Karma is already up at the top of those freezer stairs, looking to get a bit aggressive here, but Jasper is being pushed back by these players pushing in from the kitchen and won't be able to support him.
They're hungry. Looking for the frags, looking to clear out this top down of Oregon. They want to know where these players are. Jasper, I think, is probably, going to be the closest player in terms of meeting resistance. And he's not going to give himself away for now. Pulls back, holds on to the opportunity to play for later in the round. But this is quick work being done by Elemental. This is probably the fastest we've seen Paranoia reduced back to the site.
Yeah, good roam clear, no damage done, but no damage taken keeps all your plays and your utility alive for those later site moments. And it does give Elemental the freedom to start working on all these hatches, start exerting pressure onto that E-box site and start picking off those players in preparation for an execute.
That's when things start to get interesting, though, with toxic canisters. I think they should know by now that there is probably no real aggression coming the way of construction. Honestly, if I was Owen, I'd move the shield towards that tarp's door.
Being said that, we do actually see...
Okay, they've relocated. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, 3 players there, so they will be forced to hold. Playing an aggressive angle here will get caught out and will be taken down. Amos finds first pick onto Jasper.
Punished back a bit. He's going to find Owen, who gets a bit too aggressive behind the shield.
Located by
And now with that rotate open and available to them, it's down to Dan, Karma, and Us to hold on. Now it's just down to Dan and Us. This ult is going to have to go big. Unfortunately, it can't. Elemental, one more. They've taken the flawless. Us finds the head of Trippin. Needs to find 4 more, unfortunately, to take back the round for himself. They do have cameras, they do have info, but honestly, the way it's going, Elemental, Ulta hits a hell of a headshot. Elemental move on to map point first.
Well, definitely not expecting that when we went into the round split. We thought, it would be Paranoia starting to run away with things on the defense, but no. Elementals have shown that they're equally proficient on the attack, and the way things have going back and forth, it will be Elemental first to reach that match point on Paranoia's map pick.
Oh dear, back to basement. So Paranoia, confident enough that they know what went wrong. Unfortunately, the Maestro pick really didn't deliver much of anything for them. Honestly, Altar is doing a lot of the carry work here for Elemental. And okay, that could be the difference maker, especially with Elemental not really checking too many doors.
Yeah, of course, with that new buff, it could mean a quick death for any of those 3 speeds on the board. Losing Hibana or even a Maverick early on would make getting onto the site so difficult here. Well, it might also just manage to slow down Elementals here, and that might be enough to buy Paranoia the time they need to win those last-minute executes.
Well, I mean, what do you reckon? Do we see overtime, or is Elemental able to shut this out? Because they just don't seem to have an answer for Altar.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still 50-50 in my opinion, but I guess with the kind of opening picks, we'll see how things will go. And if Elemental manage to get those opening picks, then I think
Attackers must locate
this will be a 7-5 in Elemental's favor.
Well, EDDs, 2 remaining in Us's hands. Tad looking to get aggressive. And Amos kills him almost immediately. So, a quick disadvantage for Paranoia.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That, of course, is the risk you take when you do that. And with the my magnets taken off the board as well, that's going to be quite an awkward position for Paranoia to be in.
Well, I mean, I would say not the worst operator to lose, but the Whammo is still pretty important at the end of the day. Altar throws the drone, it's shot at, and that will reveal the position of the player top freezer stairs. The EDDs now well and truly scouted out, so limited usability out of them for the remainder of the round here for Paranoia, unless it comes down to that hectic rush through laundry stairs. I think you're not wrong, Spot. I think we are going to be heading to Chalet after this round.
Elementals now taking it a little bit slower, managing to clear out that map, and we don't see that aggressive roam we saw earlier. Paranoia have all but fallen back to the site now, and that gives Elementals free reign of that top 2 floors to start working on, and that's not biting well.
Oh, okay. He found one somehow. Onto the Hibana as well, no less. Jasper finds a follow-up kill onto Amos. All of a sudden, the EDDs may have brought this to a possibility of victory for Paranoia right now. There were 2 more entry denial devices stacked on that doorway. The double door in laundry, frag grenade being tossed towards Us's position. One more, if it lands in the same spot, he should survive, but the cook isn't going to be good enough. Us, he's going to survive it. So we'll be able to fight the remainder of the round.
Karma will take out Alta though, and Trippin is now facing 2 players, 2 angles. And I don't know if he's aware. Us is still there. Owen as well, also coming for backup. Frankafred also takes damage, and certainly this is not looking good for Elementals.
Karma swings out by the washing machines. Helps get the kill on a Trip, and it's now down to Frank, who throws the frag grenade in. Prone win! You can't be prone swinging doors like that. It's down to the 3 versus 1 with 24 seconds. And yeah, Owen, you should feel bad. That was a silly play. And, well, we know what happens to silly plays is Frankie does the exact same, pulling out a frag grenade in a 1v2. And tactical ending, as they call it. Look, it is what it is. Unfortunate. First prone from Owen all game, apparently, according to production.
I'm pretty impressed.
The self-control is pretty big.
Well, that Capcan may have saved the day there. Took out the Hibana, and then Jasper to take another pick. Suddenly, Met Elemental were on the back foot, and from there, it all kind of went downhill. We spoke about how the time kind of started playing into the favor of Paranoia, but I think it also came to the fact that the attack was a little bit split up. We saw them kind of pushing at different angles, or different locations at different times, and so maybe they weren't quite able to get those crossfires set up well enough to take that site at the end.
Overtime with Paranoia starting on the defense. Dan bringing something a little bit different in. Okay, Owen's also playing the Valkyrie. I don't know what's going on here. This is wildly different to everything that I expected out of them. Owen not playing a shotgun. Dan not running the DP.
What?
They had an impact. Us had an impact.
Alright.
5 seconds remaining.
He still has an impact. You've got an impact! Why are you pinging it?
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Alright. Alright. Well, seems to me Dan forgot to bring the machine gun is what happened there. He was like, can you open this up? And then he realized he had the little gun and not the big gun, so unfortunate.
Bush literally stared at the wall, pinged it, and then threw the impact at it. I don't know what is going on here.
Let's be honest. Do we ever know what's going on? You can't. You really can't tell with some of these plays. I mean,
Oh dear, we're gonna have to talk to Owen at some point. Altar and our 18 and 6 sporting a 3 KD off of the game's window repel. Karma dies almost immediately. Owen looks for the answer back with the D50. Paranoia. What's the plan, guys?
already a man down, and that, of course, is Karma, one of your star players, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to fight here. Another smiley face being drawn on that wall. Not quite as happy, though, so we'll have to give you less points for that one.
I don't know if it's going to come down to points necessarily after that round. Paranoia. I mean, again, they've brought it back from worse in the last few. So 4 versus 5 is doable. Expired not focusing efficiency with those X-Kairos whatsoever. Utility clear starting for now. But the Shamika at least should slow things down.
Yeah, an alternative to smoke here, and it's got a lot more longevity in terms of the amount of time you can kind of burn. Owen also going for a flank from below. It's going to be a risky play, though. He could get caught by a drone on those stairs. Aim is now looking at entry, taking out some of this utility at pit, but still got that wob there. And Owen on the flank now. No C4, but could get a kill.
Oh, the ping's coming through. This should be big information. Shoots at the drone, but the shots were ringing out. Altar not going to miss the opportunity. What hits the 180. Dan almost goes down to as well. Altar is 1 away from dropping the 20 bomb to potentially carry Elemental to victory here. Scan through the 3 versus 5 stuns on out. Uz just missing the opportunity there again. Dan needs to get a little bit aggressive. Gets control of the diffuser. That could be huge. Gets Altar down as well. He's taken control of the exact side of the map they needed. One more towards the master, but Trippin and Frank hit 2 quick kills. It's down to Us to try and deny, and unfortunately, it has not gone his way previously. Trippin on the plant. Aim is looking to swing around. Frank has the small dorms window as well. Spud. Paranoia. Questionable decisions may have cost them this round.
Yeah, and I think he's out of ammo here as well. Oh no, he's got five rounds. Nope, he's not even gonna get to use one. Trippin wipes him off the board, and match point once again for Elementals.
You know why, Spud? He had 5 rounds in his magazine at the end there. Because
Mm.
he committed 2 mags opening the top of that trophy pit wall so that someone could throw a nitro cell through it, even though he was running impacts and was not able to throw anything through it. So, again, it's just questionable decisions that cost Paranoia heavily that round.
Plant as well from Elementals going down. So I think that's a 3rd plant. Sorry. I think this. How many times have they planted? Actually, I'm not sure.
There's been a handful. Elemental have got 1. They got 1 plant. No, it must have been 2 plants. There you go. 2 plants.
So not too bad. Not too bad in terms of plant record goes for Oregon anyway.
Bad average. Amos running the mute on defense with the MP5. So again, an aggressive setup. They're bringing that mirror. This site. Okay, I just noticed what Karma's bringing as well. This Karma and us with, in fact, just the Armory Thinker Ying lineup in itself is pretty terrifying.
Well, they rushed twice and it worked every time. So why not do it again and just hold W, jump in through the kid's window, and win the game.
Well, we are into the action phase, and look at the players just beelining. They want to get themselves in. Are we going to see Karma? Are we actually going to see Karma go in through the kids' dorms window?
See you on the other side.
We are. We are indeed.
It's a matter of when, not if. They do need to start getting control of Attic first before they can go in. He's ready. Here we go.
It full send, completely white screen there. Jasper tagged heavy. Karma still gets the kill. What is going on? Owen falls, so does Jasper and Karma. And this map is looking like it might be over. Dan does get one consolation prize, but Us falls at the exact same time. Dan is deep in the side. There's 2 minutes to play in a 1 versus 3. And you look at the crossfires, 2 players over towards this pit. Angle tripping. Look at the player around it again, the other player at top white. So somehow Dan isolates the 1v1s. He might just be able to do it, but walking across, he's going to be tagged up a little bit. Trippin just missing the opportunity. Will not miss it a second time. Elemental take map 1 despite what... Look, let's be honest, it looked like it should have been a Paranoia map. They take it back anyway.
Well, a bit of interesting tactical decisions there from Paranoia, if you can call them tactical. Or not sure what you really should call them, but...
Pro and call it tactical inting.
Yeah, tactical inting. But it's still an int, and Elementals will take that first map. 8-6, close one. There were some moments where, of course, there's a little bit in doubt there, but they will take a map, put it in their pocket, and that will be advantage going into that next map as well.
They do take their opponent's map pick as well on top of it, going into Chalet, which is their map pick. This one could get a bit interesting. So make sure you come back. We're going to throw it to a quick break, and when we get back into things, look, Spud, at least we're going to the French Alps. Go for a nice holiday. Get ourselves some cocoa and get into it. We'll see you back soon. Well, after a pretty hectic back and forth on map 1 of Oregon, Elemental finally took out the win, Spud. We now go to Chalet. It's a slightly different style of map. Do you reckon that Paranoia have what it takes to bring it back on a map like Chalet?
Yeah, I'd never count Paranoia down until it's, at really, really the end of the day. But I think they have a pretty good chance. But Elemental now are going to be riding that momentum. They did take, of course, Paranoia's map pick, so they're going to want to finish this off nice and quickly. So, it's up to Paranoia to catch it up, and Elemental just need to make sure they don't throw too much, which...
Well, it looks like Pokedu's accidentally started the game again, so we'll be getting ready to go into it. No, I'm kidding. It was intentional. It was a joke. But we are still looking for his replacements. Again, Nuttery ANZ on Twitter. Send your resumes through. Remember, show tunes are definitely going to be an advantage. That will score you bonus points in that application process. And a 300-word essay on why you would make a great observer here. Ban phase, though, Spud. Flores coming out again. Are we going to get the repeat, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Elementals would really benefit from just those usual bans that everyone plays. It's what they're comfortable with. And Thatcher is something that everyone removes. Just nothing else to say about it here.
Oh, look, we're 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Flores in the Thatcher. Repeat from map 1. And then, what did we have? We had... I've forgotten the name completely. Cade? No, it was Cade. That's who it was.
Yeah, Cade and Goyo.
That's the one. So far, we've technically still got a shield ban. So not totally off center. But where do we go from here, do you reckon?
Well, I think Paranoia are going to go with the bold move of picking a Kaid again.
No.
Oh.
All
right. Oh, that's interesting.
Bold strategies, bold moves here. Obviously, if Paranoia pick the win up here, they equalize, they take us to bank. But, I mean, there was mention of potentially Paranoia saving strats ahead of other competitions. But Elemental, they definitely sort of, they ironed out those mistakes as the map went on, and they pulled out some very convincing rounds towards the end.
Yeah, definitely got some great fraggers as well. I mean, just look at Altar. He was popping off there back and forth on that line, and I wonder if we'll be able to see him play that line again. But he will be taking the Sophia away from Amos. Amos on the buck this time, and the Lion brought out by Frankafred instead.
Yeah, I think Altar is just reverting back to Monkey. Straight swing gameplay. Ping and swing, as they call it. With the Lion and Zofia in play. But you look at Paranoia on their defense as we head down to Bar Gaming, Thunderbird, Alibi, Oryx, and of course Pronewin on the smoke.
Yeah, I want to see how this Oryx is used here. Maybe some flank up that kitchen hatch. And of course you can go all the way back up to master bedroom. So, definitely could cover some ground starting off from the basement. And that might prove a pain for Elemental to clear out. We've seen that they can struggle a little bit with those roam clears, and they take a lot of time. So maybe that's what the goal is here.
So far it is as you'd expect, that horizontal and vertical extensions. Pretty stock standard for a map like Chalet, at least in the way it has developed in the meta currently. Early cam presence being taken down. The first damage dealt to Karma by himself. Look, honestly, I think it's hugely negligent that Oryx has a skin where he's wearing a bike helmet, but it still doesn't stop damage. That cannot be a certified bike helmet.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the crash protection there, but no helmet is going to save Altar there as Jasper takes him out from the top floor, and that's he's going to be sitting that one out for the rest of the round.
Unfortunate. It does limit that utility clear, given that there are a couple of shields on the board. 2 of them, in fact, between the Alibi and Owen there. Oh, Franca as well going to fall. Karma looking for some big damage, but getting aggressive with that T5 downstairs. Amos in close proximity. Look at Artifact, but Karma hears everything he needs to. Turns around, sprays Amos through the wall. And he's even looking for a third. Unfortunately, can't find it against the AK-12 of Expired. But a 4 versus 2 phenomenal start to this round.
Yeah, and of course, that's only a minute taken off the board. Jasper's still upstairs, or still upstairs, and they've still got to find their way all the way back down onto site. So, you know, time, manpower, and utility is all in favor of Paranoia. And yes, Karma, yes, we were watching. We saw all of that.
Oh, we know. We knew all of that. I mean, look, the first two were impressive. The last one, yeah, take it or leave it. You've already done your job at that point.
Yeah, and he had a pretty good idea as well. A second earlier reaction time, he might have won that fight as well. So overall, did pretty well, and that's going to slow down the players here. And both of them pinged as well. And what's this? Oh no! Tripping
up to his name.
Yeah.
Hit him with the 1-2, the big us. And I mean, look, he was pretty solid last match. Like, he actually hit some very impressive shots. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get the win. Expired, gonna open up into office. But there are 4 players hunting him, and the Kona station's in play. You just gotta feel bad for Karma, relegated to cams, watching what's going on.
Yeah, he's the only one missing out on this fun, but of course he already had his fun. He did a lot of damage too. And now expired. He's got 30 seconds to find all the 4 players. I think he's just going to take a bit of a tactical timeout, a tactical body break perhaps, and just kind of... Oh no. I can't believe we had to watch that.
As we watch it back again, prone on the floor, Owen in his natural habitat will hit the headshot and win the round for Paranoia. Classic stuff out of a classic player.
Well, let's not talk about that. Let's instead talk about, of course, Karma with those early picks and some great roam, which really slowed down Elemental. I don't think they ever really got past that roam clear stage. I'm kind of stuck in that, kind of worried about players flanking back up through that entire time.
Round 2, kitchen dining. So we are going, I mean, not quite the natural progression, but on a map like Shell at the moment, it is sort of, you know, the same path that a lot of teams go. First floor, up to the second floor. But we'll see how it goes.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Yeah, just waiting for the worst one, the bottom floor, the basement. We've seen some interesting strategies here from our observer Pokedu regarding the use of a clash shield. Maybe that's why they banned a clash, so you couldn't sit on top of the snowmobile, right? Clash, but I think that's enough. I don't want to give away Pokedu's secret source strategies. We'll instead focus on the map we have in front of us.
Yeah, look, unfortunately, Pokedu's never going to make Tier 1 now that his strats have been leaked. It's a sad day. Yeah, big sad face. Boo-hoo. Get on with the job.
5 seconds to insertion.
Shout out to Pokedu, though. As much as we do bully him, he does a phenomenal job on the ops.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
Oh, look at that. We even said a little icon. Observer.
Yeah, that's all he's getting, though. He's not getting paid. He just gets his name on the screen. He's happy about that, though, so at least he's living the dream.
Frostmat's out in full force here. I do love to see that. I'm a big Frost fan. And I want to see someone land in a Frostmat. That's what I'm looking for.
The Pog mats, the honestly, one of the weirdest mechanics in the game, where it tends to be the dumber the positioning, the more likely it is to actually kill someone. But at the moment, Elemental looking to get themselves up into library, trying to take across horizontally, but Dan on the job again, tripping to fall. That is unfortunate, and what an angle it was as well.
Got a shield to work with as well, and I do also note the Mute and the Mozzie here, they're going to slow down the droning, and we've already seen it start to come into play here, and that might be what kind of bites Elemental here. But Ultra will get one onto Karma. Once again, removed off the board to enjoy the cameras.
He is running the Commando as well. What's your personal opinion on that one, Spud? Do you reckon that the P10 Roni's been nerfed enough that it is Commando meta for Mozzie now?
Look, I started off with the Commando, so I'm not going to say it's a bad gun. At least the reload's fun, so at least you get style points for it.
Oh, expired. That was a head. That was a head and a half. That was Owen sticking his head around the piano double door. A missed opportunity, unfortunately. Look, yeah, look. I'll be honest. I ran the commando first because I had the the elevate skin, and
yes.
then the P10 Roni got the Na'Vi skin, and so I don't run anything but because I'm a Na'Vi fanboy. Prone win gets old Tar as well. Shotgun in hand, back in his natural element once again. Looking for a nitro play. Aim is looking for a long range spray towards Solarium. Nothing to find just yet.
Still going for those angles, trying to open up the wall a little bit, but it seems one player upstairs and Usus will be falling back now, so it's a 2-2 split here. That gives them enough manpower to kind of hold this bottom floor, but dining room attack now, starting to open up these walls. Dan looks to contest the angle, does some damage, but takes a lot himself. He's forced to fall back on that angle.
And smart for now, but we hit to the final 25 seconds. Dan steps up. Another crisp headshot there for Paranoia. Looking for more. Unfortunately, he's going to slam head first into the wall as he gets headshot. Owen, he's on the ground. 2, 3, and oh no. Expired. Blow it off below the knees. Oh, just look at it. No, above the knees. Okay, so look, he's got no legs left, unfortunately.
Well, in that situation, the shotgun was just, well, better. There's no other weapon you'd rather have at close range, and especially peeking angle like that. There's no way you can miss unless you're bad like me, and that's almost going to be a guaranteed kill there. So great use of the time, burning up a lot of Elemental's time in terms of the roam clear, and that will be 2 rounds now for Paranoia.
I mean, look, it depends on who you're talking to in terms of the shotguns. If you talk to Sawyer, the in-game leader of Overt, who, let's be honest, had a phenomenal Stage 3 in the Oceanic Nationals, apparently all shotguns are broken, and none of them are working for him. Look, I think it's a matter of who's using it. We know that Owen is a high-ranking member of the Church of the M590, Archdeacon under the service of old Chef Jeff. Look, his deity is with him. Shotguns reign supreme.
Yeah, I suppose it needs that magic touch to really make it work. I remember also, of course, I think it was Ajax who liked to run the Pulse M10 shotgun on Cafe, and would play in that Shaiko spot up on the 2nd floor, and make it very difficult for people to get rid of him. So, you know, it takes a refined hand to use the shotgun, you know. You gotta stroke it just right.
Look, as someone who actually, I used to work with shotguns. I used to run Claybird at an outdoor adventure park, and oh no, Franca, the curse of the Zofia this map. Whoever has it just seems to have a horrendous time. It's now been given to Frank, who's dropped as well. But yeah, I used to work with shotguns. They're pretty easy. Let's be honest. Unless it's a slug shotgun, that's when things get a bit harder.
Starting to work their way through the basement now from that garage. They're going to wrap up West Main. Of course, Jasper is holding the stairs, and Ultra, I don't think he quite will have the angle there. I think Jasper will be seeing him first, and he's not even looking that way. It's just a matter of who sees who, and someone is definitely going to die.
Ping's coming through, so they know that there is someone there, but it's that Bert they're so worried about. Shots, Dan. Cops one to the clavicle, but that's all for now. Amos looking to get aggressive with the skeleton key, but Owen is there in support in the kitchen. How did they not know that there were multiple bodies on this 1st floor to cover that possession? That's another needless frag that goes the way of Paranoia.
They are fighting for every inch of this map, tooth and nail. No freebies for Elemental. Trippin gets a much needed kill, but Owen will get one with the D50.
How is Owen 5-0 right now? This is
his
not
name's
reality.
just backwards, you know.
This is not reality. We are in the Matrix. Everything is a simulation.
Oh, better be. Please, someone reset the simulation.
Someone call Neo. We need some help. Get Keanu Reeves in here.
Well, Trippin will take out Dan, and that's 3v2, now much more doable, but Jess was playing aggressively, takes out the diffuser and expired. And now Trippin all by himself. 1 minute to go, but a lot of work to do.
At least giving him assists so he could be 5-0-1. That at least we could play into the meme there. But
Attackers have
for now,
recovered their diffuser.
Paranoia are taking charge of this map in a pretty significant way.
Yeah, I feel like the pace for the attacks here is very slow. Elemental just don't seem to be pushing with much momentum and kind of taking it slow and allowing Paranoia to pick them off one by one. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Owen.
Neither did Trippin here. C4 takes him right off the board.
Yeah, look. Just at knee height. Man is busted kneecaps this map. How have we've gone from a 7-5. We are on par to hit a 7-0 because it's not like these rounds are clutched up in the 1v1. Like there are a good 3 players still remaining minimum for Paranoia when these rounds are cleaning out. They've gone for the flawless rotation aside. Spud, are we going to see Bank?
I think we will. At the rate this is going, we are going to see Bank, especially considering this map usually is a little more attacker-sided. Well, that's what it feels like anyway, and Paranoia just excelling right now. 3-0, complete flat rotation and not even close.
Well, back to it. Operators coming through again. Owen 6-0. Look, there are 3 players who have a 0 death match going for them so far.
Fortunately for Amos and Franca, 0 and 3 so far. Franca also being on the receiving end of a spawn peak. Forced to sit out for quite a while, so really just not doing so well. And this doesn't seem like the elementals we saw on the previous map. They looked like they were playing really, really well, and suddenly looks like the air has just been they've deflated completely, and Paranoia just all over them.
What is that? What is that? Your Oryx just run through the wall, man. Like, it's not that hard. The funny thing is, though, if you do the maths on it, the team, Paranoia as a team, have a 3.0 KD. Because 15 kills, 5 deaths, obviously. That's maths. For the first time I've actually pulled it off on stream. But it definitely detracts from Owen's achievement so far.
Well, anything for that, right?
Yeah. We've got to bring the man down a peg so he doesn't get too ahead of himself.
Taking it slow once again. I think they're just kind of afraid of this roam here. It's always come to bite them in the behind. But Amos will be the first to find one, finally. Getting the opening pick here. And Karma, the Oryx, well, he won't be dashing around anymore.
Yeah, like I think they read into that pretty well. And Karma was pretty influential down that first floor in the last attempt at the site. Round 4, I mean, a 4... anything. 4-2, 5-1 half for Paranoia almost guarantees us we go to Bank, surely.
Unless, of course, tactical decisions dictate otherwise. So, who knows? We could still see a 2 map here. It's up to Elementals, of course, to claw their way back from this 3-0 deficit. Making some pretty good time, but minute and a half, a little over that. And they still need to get the library site before they can start worrying about an execute.
15 in play. They still need to clear out this player top library stairs with all the utility. It's going to be a hard task. Amos there expired. Going to use the Selmas to open that office wall. Get into the final minute. And there's still a lot that needs to be done for Elemental to even contest this round.
Owen gets one, will be flashed out, but the smoke grenades are going to stall some time, and with the extra Aruni Thunderbirds, it will save his life a bit. Trippin, however, finds Jasper in the meantime, and that at least makes it a 4v4. Nope, 4v3-2 now, as Frankofred takes another.
Amos over towards the library, looking to play on the hatch. Owen does have toxic canisters. He's in the 700 club, so none of the players remaining alive for Paranoia have died yet, which is respectable. Franco pushing up. Owen is now dead. It's on us who gets one. Has the Kona station up in library. Has the hatch to drop down, but is very much cut off. And yeah, expired on the library door from Mezzanine. Gets the first round in the books for Elemental, but So far, it has been a Paranoia dictated map.
Yeah, I just wonder if Elementals will be able to build on this kind of changing of the tides here and get some more rounds on the board, bring it to at least a 3-3, or will this just be a little blip under the radar and Paranoia just continue on their merry way and just keep winning?
I mean, it brings 3-3 into the realms of possibility, but we're heading back to Bar and Gaming, so they get a double down, go for it a second time. Karma was in the Mozzie, has the 6-pick option. Does he go back to the Oryx? That's the question. No, Frost, even better.
You love to see it.
Your bombs from being defused by
I think
attackers.
they won't be expecting the Frost, perhaps, after missing out on her a couple of rounds. There are a lot of powerful spots you can put those Frost mats. I'm thinking, you know, that mezzanine window, the library windows, and of course, you know, slow down some of the attacks early on from the north side as well. So, lots of ways you could work with this. Definitely a really great pick.
Yeah, easily, I think this is probably one of her best maps at the moment. There are just so many strong positions. I think Oregon would be one of the other ones for her as well. But that last round of 10 to go by, we are probably going to go get closer to that 3-3 half. No player now deathless for Paranoia. Elemental will feel a bit better about. Unfortunately, Owen is still 7 and 1, so he's sporting a 7 KD, which is not something you want to see.
Okay, that's a Frost map placement I haven't seen before. He will be holding downstairs, and we see players holding here when you know, they're playing bar gaming. But oh no, the location of those Frost mats have been given away. Ping and swing will be the name of the game here, and that's unfortunate. Sorry about that, Frost. We're not going to be seeing Frost mat kills.
Oh, good night, Karma. That was a hell of a shot from Trippin. Elemental really looking to bite back here in map 2, and Franco a quick follow-up on Owen, who has now had his KD cut in half. No, he's only half a kill better than Jasper and Us right now. Man has been cut down big.
Thank you, Fred. Surely remembers the Frost mat. He does, and another kill from Trippin, and 2v5, 1v5 as he takes a triple, and now all falling apart for Paranoia.
Franco is about to get benched as he costs the team the flawless round. Nitro sell up, but unfortunately thrown too low, and Trippin falls to Dan as well. Where are the Kona stations? Can we get any extra health here for Dan? Can he rotate it to stock? No, it's Amos to steal it instead. Dan very much stuck at the moment. He's going to sneak his way up the stairs. Does pick up some extra health. The ping's coming on through. He's going to sneak his way to mezzanine. In fact, oh no, the shield not there for him. But he gets 2. It might be the full ace. Can he get it? He sees the final player. The swing. No! He misses the ace and misses the clutch. Amos just a little bit quicker with that F2.
Well, that would have been a story to tell a 4... How many? 1v4... 1v5 clutch, sorry. Off the back of an ace, he almost made it, but of course the odds stack up against you, and Amos manages to take that last pick. Very, very close round for both teams involved here.
Oh, 1 round away from equalising, and, well, Owen's 2 deaths away from having the same scoreline as Trippin. The man, once a Titan in this match, now laid low. It's getting a bit spooky here, Spud. Elemental might just be able to bring this back at a 2-0.
Yeah, once again, Elemental starting off a little bit slower, but always managing to catch up, and maybe it's Paranoia letting their foot off the gas a little bit, but one thing's for sure, once Elemental have warmed up, they are going for it.
Well, Altard not the one with the carry pants on at the moment. It is Trippin, who is, I mean, honestly, some of the shots Trippin has been hitting are kind of scary. Almost as scary as what Karma was pulling off in that first match. But final round of the half, Elemental might take the 3-3. It is going to have to be a pretty solid effort out of Paranoia to deny that from happening. Or we're going to see something cheeky from us. I think so. Oh, 44 Magnum to boot.
Got the pistol out. He's got the scope. Who is he looking for? Still getting nothing.
Absolutely no one.
Bad luck, assist. Next time.
Man just wants to fight, but they won't give him fight, so he's going to have to look elsewhere. Final round of the half. I mean, realistically, Elemental should be able to take this at a 3-3 with all the momentum they've generated off the last couple. They've been hitting the shots, they've been taking ground. Yes, it came close in that last round, but I think that was Dan just having some luckier positioning and the ability to pick up those corner stations along the way. Misinformation as well, pretty huge factor.
Once again, a relatively slower attack here. One player in the building here, Franco Fred, in the games area.
Attackers have located
They've also managed to take a library, so they're working their way from the southwest across, which is the usual approach.
On the piano shield, looking across the library stairs even. Pretty audacious angle if she can find, can find a kill there. It'd be big, but it's Owen to open things up with that kill on the trip and pushing down mezzanine stairs of all places. That's pretty huge. Frankie now on the hunt to try and answer back, but the reinforcements in place and Owen retreating means it's not going to happen.
It's a good way to open up. Tripping, of course, a kind of pivotal player here, and with the extra frag grenade, so good way to start it off. Karma finds another onto Altar from that piano power position, and wall's being opened up, but unless they get rid of unless they get rid of Karma, they won't be able to go for an execute.
Amos does get Dan. It's the smoke off the board. That makes things a little bit harder, but you look at Owen down below as well. With the Nitro Cell, Valkyrie cams should provide that information, but they're going to try and flush Owen out of this position down in the dining room. This is going to get tense.
Get some backup coming through from those library from the Solarium stairs. Franco Fred now positioning a drone to look for him. They know it's a key player to get rid of, especially with that C4. And Amos being so low, brush from the C4 would take him out here.
They do have smoke grenades. I think a well-placed smoke grenade might just enable that plant to go down. Delays distract Owen a little bit. Karma and Jasper cop a decent chunk of damage, but always hits the 44 Magnum onto Expired from long range onto Mezzanine. And that makes things infinitely harder. Franca is still trying to hunt out Owen. He does get the kill. Karma falls to Amos. Final 12 seconds. It's a very disjointed play. Amos is going to have to go for that plant. There is just the one Nitro of Austin and I, but he's very, very deep back in master bedroom. Amos looking for the plant. Frank has to get up and try and cover the pings coming on through, but no. Jasper drops Franca. The plant will be secure. Nitro's not deep enough. Amos gets shot by Us. And it will be Paranoia taking the 4-2 half. No claymores, no shenanigans. A very scrappy round to end the half, but a win much needed by Paranoia.
Yeah, they needed to break the momentum Elementals had been building up and go into that next half with an advantage. Going from 3-0 to 3-3 is not something you want. So 4-2, it's not bad at all.
Gives us the best shot at taking us to bank, of course. Hello, welcome back. We've got the issue sorted. Nuttery's power went out, and fair warning, there's a good chance it does happen again. So it's myself, Bluepanda, and Zero Timer Spud on the broadcast. Look, Spud, we've had confirmation that map 2 Chalet did go the way of Paranoia, so we are going to decide a map here. I want to say the score was 7-2 or something along the lines of that. So I've been confirmed by our temporary standard observer Pokedu that it was a 7-2 scoreline. We're going to Bank now, the newest map in the competition, and we are going to be getting straight into it. We're not wasting any time. Like I said, fair warning, there is a chance that Nuttery's internet does drop again because the man is just surrounded by thunder and lightning. We're going into it. Paranoia on the attack, Elemental on the defense. Do we see any crazy bans, do you reckon?
Surely they start target banning, right? Maybe they should ban the Sophia here, and so people don't, get spawn peeked right off the bat. That's a play.
Well, look, are we going to get Thatcher and Flores? Oh, look. Who would have thought?
Boo. Find some original material.
Look, Evo teams, original material. We don't do that here.
Oh, this is going to be a great meme. I'm going to steer it back.
Oh, no. Okay, we've deviated. It's a Jackal instead of the Flores, which, I mean, look, on a map like Bank, I rate that a little bit more than a Flores ban.
Yeah, could also... Maverick or a Habana could make opening those hatches a little bit more difficult, but with the Thatcher already off, I guess you don't really want to make your job any more harder than it has to be. Kaid, last one to go for Paranoia. Elemental, will they keep the mirror? I mean, they've been playing it so much, I really don't think they'll ban it.
Well, final ban, probably, honestly, I think Valkyrie would probably be the smartest ban on a map like Bank. Just the amount of information you can get. There we go. Look,
wow, look at that.
Look, Spud, we're just so good. We know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, we can just read these players' minds. We just know.
Oh, dear. Either way, we're going into Bank. We're kicking things off round 1, and it's looking like we are going to be going staff open area first, which is pretty bold.
That's definitely... I don't know. Is this a new thing with the rework that people are playing staff open area first? Because I don't remember this being a primary site. To my knowledge, in my one Bank map that I got to cast, the way we went CEO, basement, then staff open. So I think... I mean, look, from my experience, staff is the preferred site over archive styles, which is baffling to me. But, I mean, they've got to have some sort of idea of what they want to do.
Defenders,
at least you'd hope.
Well, you'd think so, right? But after that 7-2 kind of rollover from Elementals, I'm not really sure, this is exactly their best performance here. But we do see the addition of the castle with his 4 castle barricades. I want to see where those go up. So much interesting work you can do with those.
Yeah. So far, it is the first to go down is Teller's door into that main lobby area. Amos, is he going to fully lock it out? I think he may. No? Okay. Is he going for the hatch? No, there's no point in going for the hatch. That's basement. We're on the first floor. So second castle barricade is going... Oh, sorry, third is going down now. No, it's not. Yes, it did. It did. Okay. Look, I'm not even going to pretend to understand what Elemental are doing right now. It is that vertical extension, as you would expect in a site like this. But Owen could actually sneak straight into the site right now, and there's only Frank tonight. It's going to be a rush. They're rushing in. They're on. Frank is dead. Karma's dead. It's a 1-for-1 at the moment. The mirror window pop. Dan finds a follow-up. Owen there for a third, in fact. They triple up for the kills. Altar, can he deny the plant? No, he can't. He hasn't got the angle. He's going to get the back of the head of Jasper, though. Can he spray through the wall? No, plant is down. Spud, a very quick start to the round. Owen finds himself a double. Altar to try and clutch. No way. No way he can clutch this up like he did in that first match.
Well, unless someone prones and pulls out the pistol, I really don't see how Ultra could get this. Ultra,
so what you're saying is he's going to, because that's exactly what Owen's going to do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to prone with the deagle. I'm waiting. You got to do it.
Us says, not today, buddy. Walks himself back in towards open area. No way. What an angle. What a pixel. That's a huge shot there. And an explosive execute onto the site for the Paranoia crew. Gets them the round lead.
It's first on the board, an attack in pretty convincing fashion. Round over quicker than it really started. I think we spent more time in prep before than, you know, elapsed from the start of the round to the plant going down. So, you know, looks like they just want to get this over and done with. Or maybe because they're worried that, you know, the server will drop out again or the production will drop out. And they want to get this done before he goes.
I think Paranoia just like rushing. I think that's just the way they want to do things here.
And defuse bombs.
And well, drones going on in its basement in round 2. We see the Echo on board, Smoke, Newt, Jaeger, and the Ella in terms of the defense. But I mean, look, they're running a comp that likes to rush, and they're going onto a bomb site where it's super stupidly easy to rush.
Name a more iconic duo. There's no Capcan mines either. There's no Legion. Will be up to those Ella mines to maybe at least detect or slow down a rush a little bit.
10 seconds left.
But yeah, I think it'll depend on where Paranoia decide to spawn, and we haven't been able to find where they're located until now.
What's the dumb thing? This is probably the most rushable site other than CEO. Actually, no. All the sites on this map are just stupidly rushable. You go main lobby. All right, Jasper, calm down, buddy. You go main lobby, you open that vault hatch, you go through dirt, you go through garage, you can even full send it through open, down the stairs, into the site itself. There's just too many options.
For a second, I thought he was going to jump in and rappel in down the skylight. But I think they've had enough rushing fun. They will slow things down and actually put some intel down. Instead of the Nomad, they'll be relying on those cams to look for any flankers.
A lot of... All right, guys, calm down, chill out. It's Siege. You don't need to be tapping your teammates. But you look at the positioning, Us, in going into main lobby, they're looking to clear things out from the top down, and then I do reckon we see that explosive burst onto the site. They have the utility to clear out Vault Hatch. AIM is going to be providing some support with that Yokai drone out to Skylight. The other Yokai obviously being in Garage. It's two pretty pivotal areas of influence that need to be controlled.
Fairly fast roam clear here, not really much roam presence anyway, but at least making sure that there's no one there will give you a bit more confidence going into these fights. Shotgun will be placed up at the top of these stairs, and definitely a favorite spot, I would assume, for Owen.
Unfortunately, it's not on, it's Altar, and Karma kicks things off with a kill onto Amos from the main stairs down into the basement. Amos just getting a little bit too eager, moving around Franca as well, looking for an angle. Altar's pushed off, and in fact, the majority, if not the entirety of Elemental have pulled back towards more defensible positions. Trippin, still playing around that vault entrance, has congestion onto the bottom of stairs, potentially even to an elevator drop should it happen. Altar as well looking to contribute with the RG-15.
Pack slowing down once again, but Dan makes quick work of it. Owen finds one, but some trades back and forth. He will be put down now, but it's a 2v1 now. All up to expired. He's got the diffuser as well. Us will have the pistol out. He's going for the switch. He doesn't quite find him. He could actually win this, but there's 30 seconds now. The gun gives him away. Expired clutches a 1v2.
So a hatch drop with a team kill. Not quite what you want there if you're Paranoia, but again, that aggression showing through. They distract over towards blue stairs. They then flood on through that vault hatch, and questionable decisions again ensue. But it's only a 1-1. It's still definitely contestable here for the remainder of the half of Paranoia. Up to CEO, as you'd expect. We are seeing that castle come back in, but no breach denial to deny from Square.
Castle, of course, once will be brought here, and that's going to be an interesting use of him here. Lots of angles you can cover up from that CEO front desk, which is what it was used for before, but now with that extra barricade, it does give him even more power to cover up that area. Of course, as you mentioned, no breach denial, which is a little bit odd. Perhaps they'll be playing some people downstairs, but no C4 either, so not quite sure what's going on with that.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see, unfortunately. So far, it's stock standard. As you'd expect, looks like they are going to potentially contest into stock as well. Stock standard, ironically enough. But I mean, it's not entirely stock standard though. I say it now, and then I look at what's going on. The castle barricade, probably not necessary, but what are they going to have to deny? They're looking to actively contest the gunfights and actually just angles in general into square.
Huh. Well, that's definitely interesting. They've opened up all those walls from Janitor into Square, but of course that does leave you vulnerable if you're playing in Janitor to those north window repels, so I wonder how they're going to deal with that.
It's possible. Karma's already on the repel, looking into CEO, looking to get a bit aggressive. An angle here and opening off the back of it would be pretty huge. Ooh, a bit of chip damage there on the Karma, pushes him off the angle for now. Has eyes on the bomb. Now slowly creeping up onto Amos's position. Limited utility denial available. Something's got to give. And unfortunately, I think Elemental may have overcommitted a bit to this defense.
Not sure what the ADS position is there around that stock hatch, stock wall, but Owen now looking for a push, and they have opened up the main breach, which is kind of the critical part of this, and 2 minutes still on the board. That's pretty good time they've made so far.
Jones going in, searching for more information. They will spot out Amos, and Owen looks to try and contest it. The ADS is our position to try and provide Amos that support. Expired is in close proximity to look for something, but Dan is in the site looking for the plant. It's only impacts to deny. Owen find two. Ursus drop, but Owen finds a second. That's 3 quick frags and a plant down for Paranoia. And just look at it, the opening, no breach denial, nothing to deny Paranoia from getting in. They will kill Owen finally. But in a post plant, Owen getting a taste of his own medicine is uncertain as to what's happened. The shotgun is terrible. Altar hits that massive headshot onto Karma. The post plant is going to have to be huge. They have no frag grenades, just a couple of stuns. And it is going to have to come down to the gun play. They have the coverage. Expired falls. Jasper hitting some big shots. Closes it out. And Paranoia. Another smash and grab onto the site. Bags them the win.
Once again, the theme that we're seeing from Paranoia here is very, very quick, rapid executes. There wasn't really much time for Elemental to kind of get their senses and figure out what was going on. Before they knew it, the walls open, plant was going down, and they were still holding on to stock. So, as you mentioned, a little bit of overcommit maybe didn't rotate quite back quite fast enough, and that ultimately meant Paranoia had plant down, easy win.
I play cricket 19. Oh boy. Well, round 4 coming in. Back to staff open, and this was the bomb site that kicked it off. Spud. Another hard, aggressive push in. They took control. They took the site within the first minute, in fact, and I think this is why we are seeing Amos pick the castle up here.
Well, last time the castle didn't really help that much. They just used to go on 6 on it and just walked in, and those castle barricades went in exactly the same position. So maybe it's time to switch up and play a cat can or some sort of information, something that will slow them down, and Malusi even, because so far Paranoia just walking into sight and, you know, uncontested it seems.
Well, I mean, the drones are there, so they have that info, and honestly I would not be surprised if we see them do it again. There are more bodies on the site this time around, and you look at them, they're gearing straight towards that, you know, story, whatever, the electrical. There's so many different names that I hear for it nowadays, but no, they're going to play it safe. Paranoia going to head to the roof, look to get some angles open before they actually contest the site this time.
They're going for the smart play, but Amos was not going for the right play here. Headshot, Armor takes him out, and that's an opening pick once again for Paranoia.
Names off the board, not the biggest of the losses. Obviously, it's still definitely workable. You only lost the UMP-45. Not the greatest of guns here on the defense. Altar, not going to get a bit aggressive for conference. Has the mirror window, but Karma has the headshot. Stepping in on his lonesome, finds 2 already. And now this vert can start up, and that becomes a scary prospect for Elemental.
Yeah, they've got the Buck, they've got Sophia with the breaches as well, and Trippin is going to go for a flank here, but will be caught out by Dan on the flank watch from the roof. So far, this is almost flawless. Any damage that has been done has been healed up by Jasper.
Dan as well finds himself 2. 2 for Karma, 2 for Dan. And only the single nano boost committed. Expired.
A bomb has been located.
In open. The only player remaining is on site right now. Pushing towards office 4. No idea. Expired is kind of clueless, unfortunately. And understandably so, because his teammates have fallen in such quick succession.
Denies the flawless, takes out Owen, but Dan is already getting the plant down, and he's got a long way to make it back to site.
Attackers are activating.
He's going to go for these main stairs, but the plant does end up going down, and oh, it's all the way in tellers, but nowhere to be seen.
Expired. Gonna rotate all the way through. Dan spotted. Might be a 3k for him. No. Dropped by Expired. Very low himself, and it's Oos with the LMGE to close it out. Just holding the angle, playing it safe. Doesn't want to overcommit there. And well, with the ACOG, it's a pretty easy contest for him. Well, pretty solid start to the map. Last time Paranoia were in this position, they were able to take the entire thing, only dropping the 2 rounds, which they dropped in the first half, back to basement. And this is the one that did go Elemental's way. More of some minor mistakes made by Paranoia, but it still went their way.
Of the 3 rounds that Paranoia have won so far, every one has been won by a plant. So they've been doing really well on their attack, and I think we mentioned this in the Oregon game as well. They were getting fairly good plant stats as well. So maybe it's, you know, not too late for Elemental to come back here, but Paranoia is definitely looking very good so far.
Yeah, they definitely look. It's aggression, but it's coordinated aggression. So they are playing a risky style of siege, which can be punished by slow, methodical play. But unfortunately, Elemental have felt more overwhelmed than anything in the majority of these rounds. So, I mean, if Paranoia can keep doing, it's going to keep working.
5 seconds left before insertion. Attacker's objective is to defeat.
So far, so good though on the part of Paranoia, and they just need to keep doing what they're doing well to make sure they don't give any freebies away to Elemental here. Like, you know, free team kills. That would be one thing to work on.
Well, among other things, you know, map knowledge, drone placement, team coordination, communication.
Yeah, the whole copy pasta, right?
Yeah, it's the one. But, I mean, for the most part, Elemental going for a very similar setup. The major difference is Owen looking to clear out some of that utility top blue so they can push Altar out. They do for the most part. The utility drain good enough, but Altar's going to regress towards the doorway with that FO12. The ping's coming through, so the information is there. Does he get aggressive? Yes, he does, but it's too far. You can't be trying to hit shots from that range. Luckily, Frank at the bottom of the stairs is going to answer back with a kill onto Owen. But a buck for an Ella, that's pretty rough.
Falling back onto site now as the statues and walls start getting opened up. They're already under a lot of pressure here. They've had to give up the rest of the map, and still 2 minutes for Paranoia to work with. That's definitely going to pile on any stress that Elemental were facing.
We're going to take some time and get those points stacked up. Clear out the utility. We are only entering the second half of the round, though, so Paranoia find themselves literally outside the threshold of the bomb site itself, us covering the stairs, trying to deny any chance of a flank from above, and Amos finds himself somewhat stuck in the garage. This Yokai drone could play hugely into a round win if they find the timing.
Starting to prep for an execute. It's likely going to be through this server wall. There is mute jammers on board, so they will need to work with that. But apart from that, not much standing between them and opening up.
Frag grenades will clear everything out. making sure that there was no ADS utility. No smoke. Well, actually, no. So there is a smoke. There's 2 toxic canisters left and that yokai in the middle of the site to try and deny. If they can find a frag here, especially onto someone like Expired, that could make this round very, very hard to redeem for Elemental. Nitro Cell prep by Frank. He's looking to go in, but Karma's already gone too far forward. Frank falls. Jasper looking to cover the plant. Dan is just going to stick it out. Amos drops. That LMG is just too big. Answered back by the 416. Pushed off the Angelus. Is not going to be able to save Karma, who gets dropped by the shotgun of Expired. 2 versus 2 in the post fight. Us falls, and now it's on to Dan. Trippin. A big kill for him to make this a doable round for Elemental. Toxic canister to cover, but that's only going to delay the lines aside. Dan hits a ripper of a headshot onto Expired. It's now down to Trippin. 1v1. Stuns are there in the post plant. Trippin is not going to be able to long arm this. He's got to win that gunfight. Head spotted. Dan just going to jiggle up, and Trippin does it. No, Dan gets too aggressive. And Pokedu is going to make us all motion sick. The defuse comes through. That's a second round for Elemental.
Defenders win.
Off the back of some incredible clutches, Elemental holding on for dear life. Paranoia seemed unstoppable, but for Trippin, who stood up and made sure he didn't fall over his feet there. 3K, sorry, to clutch out the round.
3-2. One more round for Paranoia would be huge. Going onto the defense, it can be a bit of a struggle on this map, but that should have been a Paranoia round. Dan, there was no need to contest it. He had every advantage on that plant.
Spoke earlier about how it's just a matter of Paranoia not throwing their rounds or, tactically inting them, and that seems to be a bit of a prime example. He's looking for the clip, he wanted the stat pad, but instead ended up on the floor, and well, that's another round for Elementals.
Defuse as many bombs as they can.
Well, I mean, it's not impossible. We could still see that half go the favour of Paranoia. It's these consistent mistakes that have cost them rounds at the end.
Karma 6 and 4. He's been, one of the star entries here. He has got to have incredible opening pick stats here on this map, especially. Too bad we can't see those stats. Jasper as well, doing very well on that Finker. Definitely putting a lot of pressure onto Elemental.
5 seconds left.
5 seconds left going into round 6.
Attackers must
Honestly, I
defuse a bomb.
would be surprised if we didn't see Paranoia go for another rush attempt here. But no, okay, they're going to play it smart. I was wrong. The call was not there. So they are going to just play it slow. Wait for that top-down clear to get underway. Amos was punished here last time. Sees the window punch open. Is going to see the continued punched. Oh, Karma. Very nearly lost the head, but Amos falls. Karma indeed.
He doesn't even take any damage off that, and still Jasper has the health boost as well. This is not going well, especially for Amos there. Some unfortunate stats there. Ultra.
Oh!
No, not like that. Karma wipes him off the board, and 2-0 for nothing. Paranoia starting strong here.
I can almost understand why his name is Amos. Amos questionable. Because they haven't hit the shots they needed to. No, Karma should not have gotten away with those at all. This time he will be shut down by Trippin, who really has been the player to hold things together. Franker for a second. Us falls, and Owen almost catches both players on the rotate. That would have been a big double for them to pick up. But again, still incredibly early into these rounds.
Yeah, there's an early 2-man advantage, of course, from Paranoia, but that's being cancelled out off some great refrags from Elemental, so not out for the count just yet. About a minute and a half left to go.
Oh, it is dangerously close to running out of ammo in that C8 of his. Stock hatch open.
Drone ready.
I'm going to jump on the drone. There's still a minute to play here, Spud. That's the crazy thing. There's so much time, so much information to be gained, and with only one Nitro, that could be a pretty tough hurdle for Elemental to bring it back. You look at Trippin, though, all the way down the basement, the long hatch angle.
the players pressuring this vertical now. Expired and Frankfred, only ones on site. Here's a grenade being cooked, takes him out as he preps. Owen going for the drop now, as well as Dan, but Frankfred with the triple now, and it's a 1v2. Owen against Trippin and Frankfred.
Oh, Owen might have the angle. He does. He gets the kill. And with 20 seconds in the 1v1, Trippin was down in the basement. Has to run up the stairs, but the defuser is out of hand. Owen doesn't really have the info that he needs to try and contest this gunfight onto Trippin. Still thinks he's in the small office. Picks up the defuser. Is going to go for the plant. Try and bat it out, but the position will be given away by the sensors. So Owen knows! He hits the head. And Paranoia take the 4-2 half.
That was oh so very close, but the sensors at the end of the day will be what gives Trippin away. Hey, that rhymes. Look, I've never seen a round actually clutched out by a motion sensor quite like that.
I thought you were going to say I've never seen a round clutched out by Owen.
oh, got him.
But you said it, not me. I was all on board with the motion sensor. I mean, yeah, it was so unfortunate for Trippin. He was so committed to this basement hole. If it had been an Oryx or something like that, it would have been a completely different round, I think. Even if the call had been made, go up blue, because at least the sensors are that much farther away. We are going to be heading back down to basement now for Paranoia's first defensive round. I mean, a 4-2 half is doable, especially on the map like Bank, but Paranoia, you've got to admit, they definitely seem like they're in control.
Yeah. They're setting the pace here is the way I would say. Elementals seem to be reacting to how Paranoia plays. They're certainly capitalizing off the mistakes they make, but that's mistakes on the part of Paranoia, not so much Elementals playing, into it. So, yeah, if Paranoia don't make any mistakes, it's very difficult for Elemental to really get a foothold.
Last bit's utility going down Karma. Where is this last barricade going? Is it going to be that extension upstairs? No, patches. Still got the last castle barricade in play. Standard stuff in terms of contesting that server push. Shield in play. Owen's going to have the toxic canisters. Karma has a pocket barricade.
Yeah, well, when you fall back and then, it's like reinforcing after you go. You castle barricade it up. That's what you do with it.
Owen has been on this team for too long already. You can tell. I'm sorry. Prone with the super shorty, that's not okay.
So many how many shotguns is that in play here? That's 2 shotguns, 3 if you include the pocket.
Let's find the
yeah, no, so two technically, because Owen is running the FMG9. Scan out from Old Tar as they look to clear out the second floor again. Better safe than sorry in these situations. Expired knows that there's a vigil, but it's actually Jasper down in tellers that they are seeing. So that hopefully that info is communicated through. Karma top blue. There we go. The castle barricade, the pocket comes out finally.
Jasper is still left upstairs to his own devices. He won't be able to get down blue, so he's going to hold it with his life. Takes one out in the meantime, so that's already worth it, and he might actually find another coming down these stairs. He's running very, very precariously close.
Oh, Amos takes some damage. Amos 0-6 right now. Owen's 8-4, ironically. But losing the line first is going to be crippling to Elemental.
Trying to hunt out this vigil here, but having difficulty with the mute jammers, of course, and the vigil ability. Amos will, however, be the one who finds him, flanking in through that tellers, and that's finally Jasper taken off the board, but a minute left to work with here.
Hatch is open to them, and I believe the spectator might have a bit of the mute bug going on. We will carry on. Pokedu is just going to have to work his magic while the round plays out. 40 seconds. Frankie going to take some damage. This castle barricade will be popped, but there is a bulletproof camera watching. Trippin can't get much information. Amos being aggressed on. but it's expired to cover and denied a kill going down. 30 seconds in play, and it's going to be a full rush towards the site. Smoke canisters looking to deny what they can. Owen behind that shield deep with the FMG9, so it's going to be able to contest from long range. X-Kairo's the hammer to open up the tight little plant angle potential. Frag grenade was cooked there for a moment. The cheeky backwards plant coming in as well. Dan could look to deny here. Amos falls. It's going to be 2 quick kills. Either way, Frank goes deep into the site and finds the follow-up onto Owen. And it's now on us to try and deny, but Frank is still there behind him. No chance and no clue.
Well, it was looking a little bit questionable with the time taken for that roam clear, but it was all in the execute. They made it onto the site very, very quickly and in equally quick fashion. Got the plant down, and Paranoia had no idea what hit them.
Yeah, I mean, the building blocks were there. It looked like it was going to be a good setup on the defense, but then the kills just started coming back the other way. It's worth remembering as well, this is the lower bracket, so last chance. If you lose here, you're out of the competition, unfortunately. But so far, it's still a neck-and-neck competition.
4-3 is the current scoreline in favor of Paranoia, of course, but Elementals have just been able to catch up one round, and I expect them to be able to do it at least once more. So Paranoia need to make sure they don't give anything away for free, otherwise Elemental could run away with this.
Run away. Hopefully. We'll see. Thanks to Pokedu for sorting out the mute bug. It's not like it's his job or anything to sort those out. No, I'm kidding. He's done a great job tonight. And we do see Owen bringing out the M1014 Pulse. The shotgun maestro. Courtesy, shout out to MT Jax, the original shotgun pulse in the ANZ community. I mean, I rate this. Owen, with that information on this Archives Teller's site, is going to be able to contest that vert quite heavily.
Yeah, it's going to make the job of the sledge very, very difficult here, and especially since it's a sledge and not a buck, it's going to be, a lot harder to safely open up that floor.
Drones are going to be key here. If you can scout out the pulse below, there are 2 nitros in play, and if you can deny any sort of efficiency with them, that's going to make this defense a lot harder for Paranoia. Not to mention the already heavy commitment we've seen out of them for this offsite play.
Interesting smoke position here. He's okay, right in the door of that small office, maybe contesting the kitchen entry perhaps, and that small dining area. But Alta takes the first kill. Karma taken off the board, equally quickly refragged by Jesper.
We looking for more. I mean, it's the power of that new position. Unfortunately, with those windows still playable, Amos is going to get aggressive with the help of Trippin. And Alta, understandably confused. That's 2 quick frags off the board. Us, one of those nitro cells gone, nor the frag grenade bank off the wall could be huge here. The drone scouts out Jasper, who will retreat for now. But with so much riding on this round, I mean, the equalizer here could be huge.
Owen will be able to spot out one player with the scanner. Pauses before throwing the C4. Will he catch this player above? Just sees him, but not quite enough to land a shot here. We'll go back to the pulse scanner. Jasper is looking to get aggressive, perhaps, on this castle barricade, waiting for it to pop and going for that quick kill.
So much opening up here into Tellers already. So Owen is going to have to hunker down and hit some mad shots of that M1014 frag grenade. The pings are there. They just know. That is going to be huge. Pulse down. Amos was dropped from above. But it's effectively a 2 versus 3. Dan trying to deny with the toxic canisters and that SMG-11 looking for the vert. They don't know. They don't know that Amos is down. That's pretty big. Jasper still tucked in. Just tucked in behind them. They are going to go for the pick up on Amos with 40 seconds to play. Dan falls. Trippin. Lands the nade. And now it is Jasper in a 1v4 clutch situation. Spots the Gemini. And we'll give away Jasper's positioning for now. He's going to have to go pretty huge on the shots, and Franca just going to carry on running towards the B-bomb site. Shots connect, but not enough to get the kill. Long range expired falls. Jasper's still full health, and that barricade behind him could leave him in a contestable spot.
Attackers recovered the bomb
Yeah,
diffuser.
that was a diffuser drop, but it has been recovered by Franker now. Going to go for the plant. Jasper's in a difficult position. He's got to push now, and with this flanks being watched by Trippin, tight angle, but Amos will find another for the scoreboard. Takes him out for another round that equalizes Elementals.
4-4. This one is going to go the distance again here on Bank. Round 9. Paranoia. First half, phenomenal, but they've really fallen flat here in the second.
Slowing down and giving Elemental a chance to catch up is not something you want to do here, and they've made full use of that 4-4, evening it back out, and Paranoia looked like they just ran out of steam on those last 2 rounds. Just not quite sure what they were doing here.
That's it. Dan baiting out this chunk is going to switch over to the smoke instead as we head back upstairs.
Defenders,
This time
protect
it's
your
Paranoia
bomb
though on the
by
defense.
attackers.
I don't know. I think Elemental might just be able to pull this one out. Paranoia really seem to have run out of steam. Steam.
I think we're starting to slow down a little bit as well. It's a long matchup and plagued by some power issues as well, so if you guys could speed this up, get this over with, it'd be good. So us boomers can go to bed.
Yeah, it's just cracked midnight here in New Zealand, so it is definitely going to be a late one.
10 seconds remaining.
Hopefully the caffeine works tomorrow morning to get me up and going.
5 seconds.
Yeah, you can just see the cracks in the mental fortitude here, like the little mistakes that are being made. And Karma, like he didn't get the rotate quite perfect there. It's seconds off the prep time. It's unfortunately these little things that add up and cost teams.
They're really going to have to play their best now because, as we mentioned, this is a lower bracket, so if they lose, that's it. They're out. Karma will get one onto Expired. That's Habana, a big pick here. And Expired will be sitting out the rest of this round.
I'd imagine that was towards ATMs, just from his positioning there. Potentially into Loner. Who knows? But Altar just overcommits to the top blue angle into Cafeteria. And Jasper just spoon-fed the kill. Amos walking through towers. Elemental, round 9, they're incredibly disjointed.
And this game seems to go back and forth. One team does really well, and then the other switches on. And then suddenly they just fall apart again. It's, again, the consistency which comes into play here. And in order to really make it, you have to be consistent. And that's something that's been missing, I suppose, from both of these teams, it seems.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
3 versus 5 and I'm at 40. We've seen Elemental bring it back. A couple of frags here or there could equalise and make it just a bit more achievable. But again, they're not playing for the refrags of the trades.
Drone is ready.
Yeah, that could be dangerous here if the refrags go in the favor of Paranoia. Of course, they can play it like that. They have the manpower. Crippen falls as well. Karma takes some damage, but will be put down finally. Triple kill though from Jasper, and that's a 1v4. Not looking good for Franco.
MX4 Storm, honestly, it should be called the MX4 Ripper. That thing is just... I mean, it's just insane how much damage that gun can output in such a brief amount of time. Honestly, what do you reckon, Spud? At this point, you got 50 seconds left to play. You're Frank. You don't have the fuser. Do you just sit and chat with the team about what to do next round?
Well, I don't know, because it seems he really doesn't want to do that. He's going to go for those picks. He's at least gotten the hang of the diffuser, I suppose. So props to him for going for that. But unless Paranoia actively throw it, pistol 1v1s, there's very little chance they could lose this.
Oh, Frank. Oh, Frank, he does get the kill back, but Owen's there to trade. Paranoia up 1 round again. But, sweet jeepers. Close little thing there, but I mean, it's a round lead. That's a start for Paranoia. 1 more, and they guarantee overtime. But I don't know. Paranoia just both teams even feeling a little bit lost going into this third map.
Yeah, could start coming down to the fatigue as well. They've played a long series. First map, of course, was an 8-6. That was very, very close. Second one, a lot faster, but still. Rounds start to add up and mental starts slipping. You start making those small mistakes, can frustrate you. And that's where, you have to be really good to keep pushing through that in order to stay consistent.
Again, a situation where we can equalise.
As many bombs as they can.
We'll go to a match point. Oh, and he's back on the Ella. Man is looking to be a fiend once again. He's AFK, which always helps. Can we just sit here, Pokedu, and see how long it takes Owen to actually get into this round? I don't care about the rest of the setup. I just want to see how long it takes Owen to get moving.
What gun skin does he have? That's the important information here.
Oh, there we go. Almost the entirety of the prep phase.
10 seconds to go.
Look, we'll
Man's
ask
had
him
to
about
get
that.
himself a drink.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Can you imagine, like, he just sat there the entire prep phase, and then they lose this round because he didn't do the job he needed to?
Can you imagine having to go to the bathroom like at 5-4 and then you come back and the casters are like, hey, so what did you do in that very specific prep phase on round 10? You have to explain, yeah, see, I had to take a piss.
Yeah, nature calls. It happens.
Yeah, as long as, you've got your pants on, right, and you don't moo in half,
Is
half
that
straight.
is that like a dig at poor Jack Daddy from Order? Poor bloke. No idea. Oh, Jasper, blood dangerous game here in the main lobby. Gets tagged up, runs on through that EE1D with the cloak going. He can afford to, because that's what Vigil does. Frank, getting aggressive. How does Owen win that?
No.
Okay, I regret trying to make fun of him. Actually, no, I don't. I'll do it again.
You fool, it only makes him stronger.
No, he's not lying down. That's what makes him stronger.
Jasper's still looking to cause trouble. He hasn't fallen back quite all the way. He's still in this open area. Taking out some drones. Karma finds another in the background. And once again, 5-3 advantage. Oh, 5-2.
I think Paranoia have just had enough of this nonsense. They want to close this out. Is that Jasper prone taking a leaf out of the... just around him. Jasper's lucky to be alive. The ping's coming through. Jasper will finally be felled. But the time, honestly, Alto was so committed to trying to take him out. Just drew a circle around him. Oh, and pre-firing with the FO12. That is not something you see every day. And he dies for it.
Yeah, those flashbangs definitely did a good job there. Took him out, and that's 3v2. So evening it back out, well, for the most part, still definitely winnable, but I don't think they have a lot of utility left, and with the smoke still on board, that's going to be worrying.
Lovely little deep drone there from Altar. So much information off the back of that, but they are going to find themselves having to contest this push onto the site. Opening things up, they want to be able to go for that cheeky little plant spot tucked into the corner. But these toxic canisters are going to make it hard. I don't think that's enough. I don't think they're going to be able to go for the backwards plant here.
I tried it, and I can never get
No,
through.
he's got a prone through it. There's a minor mistake there. Expire's just going to keep going. He will be dropped finally by Karma, but Altart holds mouse wide and trades it immediately. Looking to push onto the side. Play there! Altart for a quad! It's going to be an ace, but no time. That is soul crushing.
Once again, very, very close, but close enough is not good enough. It will be a round for Paranoia, and I think that's match point. Yes,
Lower
indeed,
bracket
series point even. Woo.
That's big. That is big indeedy. Teller's Archives, last time this did not go phenomenally for Paranoia. But to be fair, none of the rounds have gone overwhelmingly well this half anyway. But as it stands, they've got 2 rounds to close it out before we go to overtime.
Yep, that's plenty of space to work with, but again, you don't want to be making those small mistakes because we've seen Elemental are very, very capable of capitalizing on them and punishing them for it. So many times we've seen Paranoia up like 1 or 2 players and then Elemental even it out and bring it back to a 3v3. So it's definitely not out of the question here.
M1014 again. Last time Owen found it down onto Amos with that Nitro cell of his, but unfortunately was not able to get much more. This time they're running the Goyo as well, so they've got 3 Nitros in play. And Amos not even running the sledge, so Vert, and not the highest priority for him. It's going to be in the hands of Frank.
10 seconds remaining.
This time they're looking to get a bit more aggressive down at, up in that second floor hallway, looking to contest. Oh my lord. This almost came so close to getting kneecapped just then.
Once again, that castle barricade and the reinforcement down below will mean they have a fairly safe position to fall back through that elevator and also playing upstairs as well. So, very interesting setup. Definitely allows them to play aggressively, as we've mentioned, and that seems to be what's working very well here.
Well, we'll have to see. Tripping. They're going to crouch walk on in, but Karma hitting another stellar headshot there to win the opening gunfight. Will pull back, understandably so. And Amos as well going to be punished from that main lobby position on the rappel. Jasper has been an absolute nuisance from this position.
Usos finds another left-right good night for Frankafred, and this is not looking good. 5 players still on the board for Paranoia. Elemental down to 3, and they've got to find this round at least if they want to stay in this map.
Well, Karma finally finished off there by on top, playing the vert angles upstairs. Ois as well dropped a pixel that was all the difference. Stuns towards that Vulcan shield up the second floor. And we see the Gotten 6 to close it out. Remove that position from contention. Luckily, Dan had pulled off downstairs, but we're back in the 3 versus 3. Honestly, Owen could be the difference maker here.
Yeah, the information could be what sets us apart, knowing where they're pushing from to set those C4. Oh, no C4s remaining. Yeah, that could be what's needed here. Altar still has that lion drone, so he's got his fair share of information. It'll be the pulse to even it back out.
Just over a minute. I mean, the shotgun does big work through the vert as well. Now slowly working their way through main lobby. Altar going to be tagged up just a little bit now. Again, no heavy commitment. Amos, pretty hesitant to commit to this push.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for a backup to fall to come back here, which is probably a good decision here, considering the kind of crosses that are being held here. Owen also has the information. He's regressing upstairs to look for that pick, but Amos will be able to catch just a glimpse of him from the droners. Looking for the kill, but the shotgun. No, sorry, the pistol. Oh.
It was, oh no, tucked into the copy machine. Jasper waiting like a rat, and it's 1 kill to go. Paranoia close it out. Elemental knocked out of the tournament after a long slog, a 2-1 victory. But Paranoia to carry on their lower bracket run.
Well, it was a marathon of a game. Both teams playing exceptionally well, but it will be, at the end of the day, Paranoia to finish off this series. 2-1, a well-fought battle from both teams, but look at that scoreline, 12, 13, and 12 on the part of Paranoia. And, oh, did I see 2 players with donuts for Element? Oh, no.
Look, we try not to bully
like
here,
this.
but there's nothing wrong with a good glazed. But Paranoia, what a way to do it. They win. They move themselves into round 4. The unfortunate thing now is, I mean, we're waiting on the bracket to be updated so we can get a cheeky look at that. I've had a cheeky look at it myself. They've got a bit of an OCL run ahead of them in the 2 teams that they'll be facing. But look, Paranoia, they can take a lot away from that match. They can feel comfortable. They've got the win, obviously. But going into this weekend, there's still some things that need a bit of work, I think.
Yeah, and they don't have much time to do it. They've got Well, rest of tonight, I assume, will be a bit of a break. They've got Friday, and then the games start once again on Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. So really not that much time to work with. They've got, obviously other commitments as well. So
Actually,
I don't know if
the next match is tomorrow night, 7:30.
Oh, yeah, bad luck. Yeah, you've got less than 24 hours. So I don't know if we'll be seeing massive differences unless they pull something out of the bag.
Especially given the team that they will be facing first and the team that they'll be facing after that. Not the greatest of prospects. But look, it's a win. They go to some less conventional maps. Oregon doesn't go their way, but they reverse sweep with the Shallow and the Bank. So maybe the newer pool, the newer maps to the pool are where Paranoia can potentially upset.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people have just gotten used to how Paranoia plays Oregon. I mean, everyone knows they play it. So perhaps, that's where it comes into factor, these new maps. The kind of novelty of the strategies, people just aren't ready for it. And, that's why they got to keep things fresh.
We are going to be getting a chat in just a moment with a couple of players to figure out how things are going with them. But look, we are getting them in for a bit of a chat. I'm keen. I want to know how things are going, and we are going to be joined by the floor wizard himself, Owen, to talk about the miraculous shotgun plays that we got to witness and the 3 seconds that he spent on the ground in Oregon.
Well, maybe that's why they lost, right? He only spent 3 seconds on the floor.
Yeah, look, not wrong. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see as much of Shallow as we would have liked due to certain people's power internets going down. So, look, maybe it's one of those things. We'll just never know. It was a 7-2. That's all we can read into it. It looked like it was going to be quite close after that 4-2 half. Then all of a sudden, Nuttery lost connection. We lost connection, and the rest is in the ethos. But the Bank was very much their territory.
Yeah, they were definitely setting the pace and taking the initiative. Elementals seemed to be caught on the back foot and forced to respond to how Paranoia were playing, which is not always a position you want to be in, especially when you're going for the attack. You need to be dictating how that map, how the pace is set. So, yeah, I think that's what it came down to.
I mean, they were good at it when they were in control. They were very much in control. The rushes that we saw out of them were quite convincing, aside from when the team kills happened. That Vault Hatch drop in particular comes to mind. But as soon as they lost control of that pace, they did struggle to try and bring it back. And despite Dan, the one massive almost clutch that we saw on Shallow of him bringing it back from a 1v4, most of the times if they found themselves down to start things off, it didn't really bounce back at any point. So maybe that's what they need to work on, their ability to play under struggle, play under pressure, play from a deficit, and go from there. We are going to throw it to a quick break while we get Owen ready. He's getting up off the floor so we can have a chat to him. We'll be back very, very soon. See you then. Welcome back. We are getting ready to jump into the interview with old Proman. Why waste any time? Let's get him on in here. Let's have a chat to the man behind the magic, Coach Pronwin, playing with
Hey,
his
guys.
team Paranoia. It took you long enough to win.
Yeah, sorry, we were a bit caught up with rushing and running at them on the first map. Yeah, we just went, okay, let's wake up a bit and stop. I stopped calling rushes, and yeah, things just clicked and people woke up.
Yeah, that was definitely a really great map for me. 7-2. I think we missed quite a lot of it. So we saw, I think, 4-2, and then before Nuttery's power cut out. So what happened on the attack? Can you walk us through that? Because we didn't actually see it.
Basically, Karma switched to Sense and just killed everything, and every round is just a 5v2. Or a 4v2, you'd kill everything and then die, and then we're like, well, everything's just given to us now. So, yeah, perfect. It was just there.
Well, the general consensus we came to as to why you guys lost Oregon is Pokedu did the math, and you spent less than 30 seconds collectively lying on the ground, and that is why we lost the map. Why do you think you guys may have missed out on closing the map?
Well, there was the rushes that they sort of caught onto. They're like, hey, these guys are just going to run at us in the first 30 seconds, and they were just guns up after, I think, the second rush. And like they just hard denied my LS shotgun, which is a bit of a crutch when we're not running strats. And yeah, and in the end we just lost 6-8, and that was that. Yeah.
Of course, Bank, that was very much in your control. Was it just a matter of saying, we've had enough, it's a long night, or did you pull out some pocket strats that you've been saving up?
It was more just Karma keeping the momentum up from the second map where he switched up to Sense and killed everything. And for the first 6 rounds, he just did the exact same. Yeah, and just opened up for us, and next thing you know, it's all over.
Yeah, there was one round in particular that I did want to touch on before we look to close the interview out. So it's a basement site for them. You guys are attacking. The hatch drop into the team kill into just outright losing the round. Whose call was that?
I heard the LS shotgun on top blue, and I'm just like, I am staying away from that because I have all people know how powerful that is. And then we just we decided to just hot drop hatches and run down main stairs, and it was a little too chaotic. I think in another day it would have probably worked out in our favor. Yeah.
I mean, you had me convinced, although we didn't get to see you use LS shotgun overly well throughout the entirety of that best of 3.
No, I played too much ranked with the guys on the other team. They knew exactly what I was going to do. Yeah. Too predictable at this point.
Tomorrow, Kraken Esports, how do you think that's going to go? Is that going to be a predictable game?
Probably, yeah. I probably should be using real guns for tomorrow, because they should just be able to shut me down with relative ease. Yeah.
Not only that, so not only have you, they've already, we've already figured out your next 2 opponents. So not only are you taking on Kraken, currently second in the Oceanic Challenger League, but then your opponent after them is Fury, who are currently first in the Oceanic Challenger League.
Yeah.
Do you rate your chances of making it past Kraken?
Not really. We're just a bunch of Evo players having a bit of fun. Yeah.
I don't know. That's the way Kraken have looked the last couple of weeks. But before we let you head off,
he said it, not me. I take no responsibility.
Jesus Christ.
Look, the results speak for themselves, and I speak for the results. But before we let you head off, Owen, is there anyone you do want to shout out?
Oh, I do want to shout out Skiv and Jasper. Tremendous players and just very fun to play with. They were just great at keeping the vibes up in the team. And yeah.
Well, congratulations on the win. A lengthy one, but a win nonetheless. We look forward to seeing you potentially make it into the matches this weekend. Unfortunately, the match tomorrow won't be streamed. We might have to get some clips on the high timeline from you guys or from Kraken, because they'll put them up if they win. But we'll let you head up. We'll let you celebrate with the crew, and we'll look to close out the evening as well, Spud. It's been an interesting series of events in terms of the series, and then Powered going out, and then the game itself. what are your final thoughts of this Paranoia versus Elemental matchup?
Look, it was a meme and a half is one way to put it. There was some memeing, everywhere, sprinkled in very nicely. So it was enjoyable to watch. Questionable plays, of course, but I guess that's part of the charm, isn't it? The plucky Evo team, deploying their weird and wonderful strategies. And it's just a shame we don't get to see them try it against Kraken tomorrow. So speaking of which, make sure to tune in on Saturday. We will be streaming some more upper bracket games, and the grand finals will be coming up on Sunday. And of course, we will be supporting Bandana Day tomorrow. So there's going to be games on the AEL Twitch as well. So make sure to tune in for that. But for now, though, I'm Spudoom. With me is Bluepanda, and that's going to be it for tonight. And we will see you another day. Good night.